Oh, that's
need to
bad.
restart.
Okay, I'm starting already. I'm off.
You beat me to it.
Well, hello everyone. I'll wait for Count Cristo.
Colonel RPG went live apparently.
I'll wait for you to join me. Well, actually, you're not gonna join me because we're playing different games today.
True.
It's terrible. I messed up.
So Addaway is playing RimWorld right now.
Yes.
He's busy. He's choosing his girlfriend over us. Twitch.
Terrible.
Outrageous.
How could he? He's also not at home, right?
No, he is.
Oh, he's at home? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we should have Chu with us, but he's sleeping right now. He's
We
napping.
guess.
Yeah. He probably joins us a little bit later.
Now I'm live.
Oh, hello, Twitch. From Cristo's side.
On my side, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's never people at the beginning. It's like
No, it's true.
I feel weird when I do I always upload my streams to YouTube. So I'm always okay with just going right on ahead, explaining things and all that. I don't do that normally, but there's a couple series where I do that. But if it's just for Twitch, it's sort of weird in that regard because they don't have a normal intro because people just keep streaming in, right?
Yeah.
That's where the name comes from. It's the people. It's the people.
I mean,
It's not. It's not.
it's not.
It's not.
So those watching on my side, I'm going to edit this VOD because the first bit is going to be me filling in a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can tell us about your spreadsheet. That's a cool thing.
I could. I don't think I will much, but if chat asks questions about it, I will explain. But I have I've been coming up with changes to how idea groups work in Mayo and Taxes, and I'm going to write down all those changes and then score the effects of an idea before and after my change, and then work out. Oh my god! Hang on a second.
Was that your cat? That was a cat. That was a cat. His cat murdered things. Stand here. There we go. Got a tutorial lady, ghost. I haven't played this in so long. Oh, need to hold, of course. Oh, I need to buy more bows. So, for those of you, Christopher's just gone. For those of you who are watching on his stream, oh, he's back.
Sorry about that.
Hi.
My girlfriend smashed a glass, so I want to.
Oh, that's bad.
She's all right, but she's fine.
Good, good. The glass is not though.
The glass.
The murderer.
Doesn't matter.
It just doesn't. It just doesn't matter. So yeah, you were talking about. You said a name of a group. What did you say?
A group.
You said like you're gonna experiment with.
Oh, Mayo and Taxes idea
Yes.
groups. Yeah, so idea groups meaning sets of ideas in EU4.
Yeah. I saw you.
I'm
the beginning of your stream there.
So I'm gonna write out. What I've done is I've got, hey Zeph, how you doing? Hello Gandalf, how you doing? I've written out all the modifiers of the idea groups, and I'm gonna write out my suggested changes. Then I'm gonna score each modifier, which will give a total score for the idea group and an average score for the idea group out of 10. And then I'm gonna try and make it so that all the idea groups are roughly the same value. That's the plan.
So it's basically Europa Universalis 4. And
yes, it's a mod. It's their idea groups from a mod.
Oh, it's a mod. Yeah, because I didn't quite recognize some of those. I mean, it's been a long while since I really delved into Europa Universalis.
Yes, I think I'm going to spend like the first bit of the stream today, probably until Chu shows up doing this, basically.
Something terrible happened to me just now.
Oh yes.
Sticky keys. Why are they on? I disabled Windows 10. You're the worst thing. Seriously, you're the worst thing. This game you press shift a lot.
Yes.
So
it's true.
I swear I had disabled them. Oh, so okay. So that's what your spreadsheet is, because you said it, and I thought, yeah, and that's why you said
My
it.
Beautiful spreadsheet.
Ooh, got another one of these. Nice.
With lots of nice formulas in it. They're very simple. They're very simple formulas. But I tried to find a formula that would determine variation, but between like this level of variation between numbers, but it was very complicated, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, I caught the beginning of the of your stream when you were doing when we were doing like today earlier, like 3 hours before now. What mod is it? What does it focus on?
It's called MEIOU and taxes.
Oh,
which
that's
stands for same as AEIOU, the Habsburg saying. Is Addaway going to be joining you guys? No, he's busy with his girlfriend. Boo. I'm gonna tell him he should join us.
If he can, of course.
Yeah.
Chu definitely is not joining us.
Chu should be joining us. Yes.
Well, I said he's not yet. So I'm playing Kingdom New Lens, which is a game that is very chill. It's an amazing game to play as you're listening to other things. So it's the perfect game for this. But it's also a game that escalates very much so. Because what we do is, in a 2D world, we defend a little bit of a kingdom. We start off from nothing. We have hunters, we have builders, and we build our walls, we build our towers and all that sort of stuff. And defend against monsters that are coming in from portals. And it was on sale. The new Lens version of it was on sale at... what was the name of the site? It was... Chrono?
Oh, you mean the Humble
yeah.
Bundle?
No. It was on chrono.gg.
Right.
It was on sale there. And... ooh, money's nice. And yeah, I got it for $3.50. Or actually, it was bucks. I paid it in dollars. So yay, cheap games.
Very cool. Very cool.
I was gonna get RimWorld, but then, well, it's complicated. I sort of locked myself out of my Steam, not on my Steam account, but sort of, yeah. It didn't work as intended.
What happened here? Hang on. I'm sorry, my spreadsheet's confusing me. How was your week? What did you get up to this week? I mean, we recorded again for the first time in 8 years.
Yes, we're back to Divinity Original Sin 2. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Addaway's here.
Addaway.
What's up?
Hey, Addaway.
Hang on, I can't hear you.
Oh. Oh, Discord.
As freaking always. Santos, Addaway's here. Addaway, you can't hear us, but Santos says he loves you more than your girlfriend does.
See?
Hello.
Hello. No.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Fabulous.
I'm trying to fix it so that my girlfriend can hear what you're saying.
So we can not talk behind her back about the things we were talking about before.
Let's make you really loud. That'll work.
Hello. Talking.
You can hear them?
Loud noises.
Can you hear them?
We can.
Yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
She can hear you.
Hi.
I'm not going to stream next.
Fantastic.
I won't be here for the whole thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Addaway's girlfriend. My chat says they still
Hiya.
love you more.
You're live on the internet.
Yes.
Very scary.
Santos.
I'm streaming a spreadsheet right now. Anyway, I've gone full Arumba.
Exciting Twitch.
Yeah.
Full Arumba, you said. What is that?
Arumba is a YouTuber who does some spreadsheet stuff of his own.
Oh, yeah.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. Yeah, he's the reason I did this this spreadsheet was because he did something very similar for Vanilla the other day. So it inspired me to do it for Mayo and Taxes. We have 4 people on stream. This is more than enough for a podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have 4 people on
there
my...
you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, on our
He
side.
means, like,
Yeah.
he means on our side, yeah. So choose lazy bones.
Yes. It does well, though. That's good. I also meant to sleep. Actually, you asking how my week has been. Very busy.
True.
I have been getting to bed very late, and today I meant to get up early and do some recording, and then I didn't. Because...
And you just slept in.
I did. It wasn't on purpose, though. But, yes. And, yeah, so, I've been meaning to get into, as some of you might know, I do full Let's Plays, but I also do sometimes just 1 or 2 episodes, one-off for new games and stuff like that. And I've been meaning to get into more of the sort of one-off videos. Because I get the impression a lot of developers just don't send me stuff precisely because of that.
Because
so
you do what the really long series.
yeah, they're like, I mean, it's not a channel that's focused. I mean, they do. It's totally understandable, of course, because you know you need channels that that do indeed focus on having an audience that wants new games, rather than yeah. Where in my case, I'm just sort of more for the long term. Do you think it? I mean, actually, Cristo, you probably are in a privileged position to answer this question.
Go for it.
What? How do you feel about you know, let's players that do indeed just finish games and focus on finishing games? Is that a good thing?
I think yes. I think it's a good thing. Just because basically any amount of people playing. Any amount of people playing your game is good if people are watching it, and if people are watching it who are dedicated, then that means they're turning them into hardcore fans, and hardcore fans buy the next one you bring out. Since you're muted, you could at least put on some music. I'm not friggin' muted, Santos. Although I should.
Santos has sent me a private message to tell me how much he loves me. We're going to the next level of obsession here.
Not obsession, it's love. Don't be like that.
Love is an obsession.
Well, I guess I can just each side. Mm-hmm.
All right, let me get.
So you're saying the hardcoreness of the fans?
Yeah, hardcore fans are really useful for companies
because they spread the word.
They spread the word. They're evangelists. They buy every edition. They stick around for the next game. They're very useful, especially for marketing your next game, because someone is hammering on my wall in the corridor. That's very distracting. Because
I bet it is.
Especially because they're pre-made fans for your next game or your next expansion, right? Because they're already there, and because it's about getting the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Very helpful.
Yeah, it's actually you said they buy all your games.
Well, they're more likely to.
They're more likely, yeah. I think. We were talking last week about Rockstar. Oh, and that's something I probably could talk about.
Sure, lots of updates.
Yeah, they've gotten themselves into a little bit not hot, I guess hot waters, yeah. This week, but we were talking about Rockstar and how. No, actually, we were not talking about Rockstar. We're talking about the pay to microtransactions games. I just mentioned GTA 5 in passing, I think. How do you feel about the, like, you know what whales are, or I guess what they're called? Yeah, what whales are? They're animals.
Yeah, no, we know what whales are. For those that you don't know in chat, oh god, I didn't download RimWorld. Such an idiot. Right.
Oh
this
boy.
Won't take long. This won't take long.
We have all the time.
A whale in video gaming is someone that like spends thousands on microtransactions.
Yeah, I get the impression. Yeah, go ahead.
And there was a very famous quote. The term originates, and or at least in the popular consensus, the term originates, the popular culture that is, and the big stigma around it arose a while ago when a game developer guy or a game marketing guy, I can't remember, said like their game got most of its income from whales who were spending over like £1,000 on their game.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I get the impression that
Addaway's just carrying on his own conversation over there.
Hey?
What are you on about?
My girlfriend was saying that we should bring one of my dogs on the stream, but I had to explain that we couldn't actually see the dog on the stream because I'm not streaming.
You could get the dog to woof. They can hear that via my stream.
Sorry.
no problem.
I was trying to hear you because I've got to have my headphones around my neck because I can both hear. You guys.
Do you not just have a headphone splitter?
No, I'm not.
No headphone splitter.
I'm not as high tech as that.
I shouldn't probably say that.
I have
I'll tell you privately more about the headphone splitter story.
Okay.
I am
It's
curious.
more risque than you might think.
Headphone risque. That's a perfect name for something.
All right. Am I really going to play RimWorld with no mods?
No.
That's what I've been doing for the last day. I bought it yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah. That's my shame.
I shot something the first time I played it. I shot an animal and it exploded and caused a massive forest fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I will play RimWorld unmodded for like an hour, and then if I can't stand it, I will I'll add the mods, see if they work. We shall see. All right, I'm actually on RimWorld now. I can change my game.
So what I was gonna say regarding whales, I guess the name comes from the fact that people, the whales, the way they feed is they open their mouth and they just eat plankton and fish.
I think it's because if you caught a whale when you were a whaling vessel, you were all like rich for a long time. So it's about...
Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, the mods are updated. Sorry.
I suppose that's a good thing. And do you think it's better? Or rather, do you think it's particularly better to have dedicated YouTubers to your games in regards to when you have microtransactions?
I don't know really. I've never used microtransactions to my knowledge in a game since I was like 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really have any interest in doing so.
Of course.
So I really don't know much about how microtransactions work. I mean, in free games, like I think they're fine usually.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like World of Warships, a game me and Addaway play a lot of. Yeah, when he says he's busy, what are we calling Addaway's girlfriend? The Twitch name is Nora, so we'll go with Nora. When Nora, when he says he's busy, I'm sure a lot of the time he means he's playing World of Warships, and
not even remotely the case.
I don't know of any specific instances, but I'm just making it up.
Well, there you go.
I think that kind of microtransaction where you're allowed to like accelerate progress in a free-to-play game is fine because it's just like how they fund their model. But if you're spending if you have people spending tens of thousands of pounds on a game, maybe you have some kind of responsibility to like not let them, because I don't know. But then again, I don't think you do. It feels like maybe you should have such a responsibility, but I don't think you do, because I think people should be allowed to spend £1,000 on a game and pound heroin into their eyeballs if they want to.
Well, that's an interesting. The subject is sort of migrating to places that I wasn't expecting it, which is awesome. It's an interesting thing, actually. I think there's a distinction between protecting customers from themselves, and having predatory practices. I guess, if that makes sense. Right, like companies that actively exploit their customers. Or I guess.
So it depends what you mean by predatory practice, because like encouraging people to spend money on microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I mean, that's only as predatory as like
it's just advertising,
creating a game, and you want people to buy it.
Yeah.
It's not predatory.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I mean, that's to me. That's just like advertising, right? I mean, if you have something to sell, and you just bore the crap out of your customers with oh, come here and buy this from me because I have it. I mean, that's basically the same thing as any other sort of advertising, right? What I think is maybe predatorial is stuff like I don't know. Have you ever played what's the word? What's the name? War of Clans? Clash of Clans? I think it was from mobile.
No, I haven't. I played like the one that it ripped off. Tribal Wars was the original one that was.
Oh, the classic.
Tribal Wars was solid.
Oh,
I have never played that one.
I played Tribal Wars.
That game was massive when I was like 13.
I won a world in Tribal Wars. It was sweet. It was awesome.
I died a lot, but
I had like. Do you remember the point system?
Not really.
I had like several 100,000 points by the end and won. It was very good fun.
I never did, but what Clash of Clans did, and I think it even got worse as the years went by. It had a system. I mean, the game itself was what it was, and I'm sure a lot of the mechanics were there because of pay-to-play mechanic, or rather, pay-to-win mechanics, which is how that game works. But later on, you get to a point where I guess calling it predatory can be wrong. I guess maybe it's not predatory. I guess it's up to you to decide. Do you think, for example, I guess to be honest, now that I think about it, World of Tanks. We know World of Tanks.
I haven't actually played it, but
Oh,
yes.
you haven't? Okay. Well, I think all their games do the same. So basically, if you get to the higher tiers, you get to a point where you absolutely need to pay to be capable of even damaging enemies. You need to have the golden bullets, or certain enemies anyway.
That is really crappy.
Yeah, they have premium ammunition in World of Tanks.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, calling that predatory is, I mean, you can always have the argument that, well, you don't play at the higher levels, play at the lower ones, right? Even if you have like a tier 9 or tier 10 tank.
Yeah, so I think that should be allowed, just because if people want to throw their money away, they should be allowed to. Like, you're allowed to buy 1 million lottery tickets. Yeah. So if you want to throw your money away, I think you should be allowed to, but I just wouldn't play the game.
Yeah, I think that is a reasonable. I'm not. I think that is reasonable. Where my mind went though is I think, I don't know if there was a new study or not. I saw a video about, I think it's a psychologist off of California or something. So maybe Chu would know him, but it's not here. It's sleeping.
Yeah, everyone in California knows each other.
Yeah, that's how things work. But yeah, basically he's a psychologist. I think he specializes. This is a normal psychologist, but he's doing a study or doing a doctorate or something in regards to video game addiction. Do you want to talk about it before I say anything?
Yes, sounds interesting. I mean, I think we should be careful in terms of there's two different types. Well, arguably, depending on your answer to the mind-body problem, there are two different types of addiction, ones which are chemical and ones which are psychological. Mm-hmm. I think it's important to keep them distinct, because your addiction to one's addiction to heroin or to water is very different from one's addiction to socializing or to video games, for example.
I think so, yeah. I like, that's always a very important distinction, and that one that absolutely needs to be there if we're going to talk about this. It's also interesting when you start introducing addiction to the drugs our own body produces because of our mind state.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, for example, addiction to meth, for example, it's not a physical addiction, it's a psychological addiction, but it's not, I don't think it is because of like any dopamine or anything that our mind produces. I think it's simply because I think meth, is it the one that makes people feel happy? Or
I have no idea.
Because I remember reading it right around the time when Breaking Bad was a big thing, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so addictive. It's because, you know, from from bodily perspective, it doesn't. It's not. I don't know if it's damaging, but it's not. At least it's not addictive. But the problem is people just get hooked on that feeling of happiness and just carelessness and all that sort of stuff, and then. Well, that's where it comes from. But then you have other things like gambling addiction, for example. Do you think, like, I'm not a psychologist, and I don't know about your learning if you have...
Cristo, just randomize the characters, Cristo, come on.
No, I have to make Zeph an annoying-voiced wimp cannibal.
Yes!
No, I'm not going to do that.
So how do you feel about gambling addiction? Do you think, or is your perception that it's physical, or do you think it's mental?
I honestly don't know. I generally think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. With all of those addiction things, I generally think, I don't know. If you're an adult, then people should just let you do what you want. I mean, like, if your wife wants to leave you because you have a gambling addiction, fair enough. But society should just let you press on, I think.
But should we let? Should we not, you know, look after those people who are... I mean...
You should offer help. You shouldn't insist on giving it, I think.
No, yeah, but the thing is, should we... yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with you there, but should we allow other entities to, like casinos in particular, in regards to the gambling addiction, should we allow casinos to...
Beautiful psychopath, apparently.
If you're me.
Yeah.
Should we allow casinos to exploit the people with gambling addictions? Because effectively, if you don't have...
It depends what you mean by exploit, because like, how do I make it so that Nora and Addaway are married? Hang on, I'm working.
Steady on, then.
Well, you're a woman too, so.
Oh, fair enough.
That's all right then.
Yeah, it's less serious. I think it depends what you mean by prey on, because if you're providing like, let's say you sell alcohol, for example, for me there's no reasonable distinction between like a supermarket and a bar. Neither of them is more predatory in the way in which they provide people alcohol. I think that's the same for gambling. Like, you could gamble online, or you could gamble in a casino, or you could gamble with your buddy in the street. And I think it's not sensible to call one or the other predatory. Some of them are just better at marketing.
Yeah, but like at the point where you're, well, from a, you know, if we're just talking about on principle, then you're, I think I understand what you mean. Like, we could make I suppose I could make the argument that if you're benefiting at all by the business of people who are addicted to what you have to offer, then you're already, I mean, I guess I could make that argument. I'm not making it, and I don't know if it holds water, but
Cristo. Oh, imagine it, mate. What then?
Don't you think that we'd
Why are you the scientist? I'm a scientist.
Let Colonel talk.
No, it's fine.
My stream is just too
Let Nora
entertaining.
be a scientist. Make her a scientist.
Make her a scientist, Cristo.
And by the way, hi Bruno in chat, and he said hi in a little while, and Loner Wanderer as well. Welcome on in. He was here last week as well. Hi. But don't you think that it's
Addaway's cheating on Nora?
If we're
Sorry,
like from a practical perspective, I think in regards to casinos at least, there are definitely laws that prohibit casinos from having exploitative behavior.
Well, somebody is actually.
And how it's defined, I think it's more to do with just I don't know what is usual. Laws are usually like that. Like, a lot of people are benefit or prejudiced by this. Not prejudiced. That's not the word. Damaged by this, and they make laws against it. But don't you think it is important to have in casinos anyway a certain amount of responsibility that will force casinos to take measures to prevent, gambling addicts?
If you can walk into yes,
because those
but only
exist.
You institute all kinds of other laws. So let's say I walked into a supermarket and I bought 2 crates of wine. That's enough wine to go home and kill myself with it. I could just drink all of it.
Absolutely.
Unless that's illegal, then no.
In some countries it is, yeah.
It's true, in some countries it is, but it shouldn't be. And I think that because it shouldn't be, it follows that you shouldn't have that kind of restriction in casinos either. Because if you're allowed to literally buy enough stuff to kill yourself, then you should be allowed to gamble enough to make yourself impoverished. It's worse to die than to be impoverished, I think.
Yeah, but
that's very controversial.
No, well, but there's a distinction there, though, because if you're gonna buy 12 gallons of wine, that's a one-time thing. If you have
to kill yourself, if you die, it's permanent.
But like it's a deliberate choice, in the sense that you're also not. I mean, aren't there laws that prevent like drinking establishments from selling you if you're visibly intoxicated?
Yeah, it's illegal to sell to drunk people in the UK. To sell alcohol to drunk people.
So basically,
so don't do it, Addaway.
So isn't that like a measure there as well? Not in the sense of preventing exploitation, but rather
that one I would bring in on a non-regulatory level. You'd like do it just so that you didn't have drunk people causing problems in your pub.
But isn't that Isn't that law more about protecting the drunk people than it is about protecting other people? I always felt that it was more about the people, about the drunks than about.
Yeah, it is. But that's what I'm saying. So I don't think the government should do that for them.
Oh, you don't agree with that law?
No, I don't think the government should. You should be allowed to smoke indoors. You should be allowed to pay for prostitutes while high, while frittering away your last penny on an online casino slot machine. Because in some ways, I'm a libertarian. Although you should also have like permanent all public places be surveillance covered. So I'm a bit of a weird libertarian.
Yeah, no, I guess that's two different questions altogether. just being radically libertarian or rather radically authoritarian is usually dangerous. So having a little bit of nuance there.
No, if you kill yourself, it's the end. You're impoverished. Others will frequently have to pay taxes in order to keep you impoverished. Yes, that's true, but you're allowed to make yourself impoverished by charitable donation. So unless you're going to make it illegal to be poor, which I don't recommend,
which it should be,
then you shouldn't.
It should be illegal to be poor.
Yourself. Why should it be illegal to be
because
poor?
You're a burden on society. As poor.
I'm not.
Oh well, if you don't have social care, then you're not. But then even then you are.
I'm not taking that seriously.
No, no.
Addaway is a fast walker, beautiful misogynist.
Why am I a misogynist?
I don't know. It just jumped out at me. There we go, brawny misogynist with an afro.
Brawny misogynist.
Oh hell yeah! There's Addaway. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's me. Can confirm.
Well,
just pointing out the profit for society, not arguing the right to get impoverished. Fair enough. Smoking indoors should be illegal. Why? With someone who's not okay with it. Oh yeah, sure. But you should be. But pubs currently are not allowed to sell in the UK. Are not allowed to set themselves up as smoking pubs. You should be allowed to have a smoking pub where you're allowed to smoke indoors. And if you don't want to be in a pub where there's smoke, don't go to the smoking pub. I wouldn't go, but people should be allowed to have such pubs, in my view.
Bruno is asking in my chat. I really should answer that. Bruno is asking. Then you should put every poor people in jail. He asks. No, that's not what I meant. It should be illegal. No, I mean you shouldn't punish. I mean, because if you're in jail, you're poor. Just you don't like. It's not fixing the situation. What I mean is like, if poverty is taken as a societal problem and not as an individual problem, which I believe it should be taken as a societal problem, then like you have an incentive, right, to prevent people from gambling all their money away. You have an incentive to prevent them from becoming unemployed or uneducated.
No, you have an incentive to encourage them to not do it. In a state where you respect individual liberties, you have no incentive to enforce them to not do it.
Yeah.
You should only. I think people are allowed to be less productive towards society.
Yeah, I definitely.
I don't know.
I definitely agree with that. Absolutely, yes.
Maybe it's too political, but you're allowed to render yourself utterly worthless. Like you're allowed to ignore all education and never get a job and so on and so forth, and render yourself a massive burden on society. And given that you're allowed to do that in some ways, you should be allowed to do it in other ways.
But shouldn't we look at the practical effects of that before we decide whether to allow it or not?
Well, if you're going to say then you are legally required to be not a burden on society, then you should like ban arts degrees. But clearly we're not going to take these measures. So given that we're not going to take some of these measures, we shouldn't take any of them.
What is your society if not for art? At the end of the day, that like you're eating. Why are you eating? Not to eat more.
Some
what
art
the hell
degrees
are you guys
do
talking
not.
It's a legitimate question.
We're gonna ban modern art. You in?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I've seen enough of it. It's all right.
It's not. They,
Hey, Chu. Oh,
anyway, I don't know. I think. Addaway, you take over. Do the political conversation.
Oh yeah, we're sort of starting into that. I meant to bring it back to should companies be allowed to profit off people who are addicted to gaming if gaming is addictive, if you think it is even an addiction from a
we allow companies to profit off people who are addicted to alcohol, for example.
Excuse me, I didn't you cut off. I didn't quite.
Supermarkets can sell alcohol to someone who's clearly like an alcoholic. It's not illegal for them to do that.
Yeah,
and there are certain brands of beer which are pretty much like for people who are alcoholics. Like, what do you call it?
Is it not legal to sell
white label?
Alcoholics?
What's the special brew? That's the one.
I don't
Like,
I don't know.
Only alcoholics drink.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're talking of like the low to no alcohol beers.
Oh no! They're like double
the ones that are super high and super cheap.
White Lightning.
See, it's the opposite.
For alcoholics, not in a good sense.
I get it.
Link multi-twitch. Did someone? Do we have the multi-twitch? Anyone have the multi-twitch link?
I don't. I've never.
It's the same as last week, right? I mean, we can just use the old one.
Yeah, it should be exactly the same.
I'll scroll up through general. Here it is.
There we go.
All right, I'm reposting it in general.
I think
still waking up, so everything that I'm doing is very slow. But I'm gonna be streaming soon. I literally got out of bed like 5 minutes ago.
Who knows what? I'm still setting up my colony, by the way. How do you? What's a good cook and doctor profession?
What?
Mercenary chef. That helps with cooking. Can't grow plants though.
I assume by
Oh, I see.
profession.
You're getting people.
I'm preparing carefully, which means you can customize the first 3 guys within a certain range of points if you turn it on, if you want. I mean, I could sit there and refresh and refresh and refresh until I get what I wanted to. but
Or
it's
you
like
just
waste of
refresh a
time.
couple times and take what you get.
Nah, boring.
It's boring to have challenges. Cristo.
In colony building games, the challenges should ramp up. They shouldn't begin at the beginning. In my view.
I don't know. I think there's something to be said about starting with, down on your luck.
Well, if the game allows you to have a reasonable hope when you're starting down in your luck.
Yeah, this one does. You have reasonable hope.
Gandalf is asking, what if you kill all the poor people? No, give them money. That's what I mean. Don't let them be poor.
Adventurer is a good choice.
Yeah,
That's the combat.
Krista's viewers are the wrong group to ask that sort of question to.
Zeph is saying no kill people. Okay,
When
he makes a persuasive argument.
That's a good point. Okay.
All right.
No, you are not.
Microphone
crash
around
land.
for you, apparently.
Nora, this isn't intentionally gender rolersy, but you're not allowed to do combat. You're just the chef.
Oh,
Wait,
oh
you
brilliant.
can't save
Give her
and
a
load
really
at
high
one time?
intellectual score.
Yeah, she's medical. She's the medical doctor. She's doing the doctoring, the cooking, and
It's
the growing stuff.
the Hippocrates
Need
thing.
intellectual.
That's why she doesn't fight.
Right, trait. Is there an intellectual trait?
Yeah.
There's a skill.
An intellectual
Oh, that
skill.
one. Research. No, you're not that.
What is the skill intellectual? When everybody
It gives
says
you,
something wrong about...
faster research.
She's good at research.
Yeah, but she's the cook, so she's not going to do any research. She's going to cook the whole
1%.
damn time. I can make you gay.
Gandalf is saying other things that I'd rather not read out loud, because then somebody might say yes, and then we'd be right.
If you
But-
want to get points back quick, you can increase the age of colonists. That's true. Give you an annoying voice. This predisposes others to dislike her.
So
I think I'm gonna make Nora
The
and
intellectual.
Addaway both. I'm gonna make Nora and Addaway both beautiful. All right, here is the reading. Nora is exceptionally beautiful, with an exotic yet familiar facial structure and an arresting gaze.
Hey,
People are
thanks for
attracted
the
to her
follow.
before she even opens her mouth.
whoever that was,
That's both.
I don't even have
That's both.
Streamlabs open.
Let alone...
It's still loading.
Oh. Yeah, they have to load a bunch. I'm not playing RimWorld, by the way, if this is not obvious
Heck.
by...
Yeah.
Oh, I hit the wrong mute button. You guys heard it, but
I
my
think it-
viewers didn't.
we didn't.
No, you didn't? Okay,
No.
good.
Yeah.
Well, nobody heard it then. That's fine.
The reason I'm giving her 16 medical skill is because you need to have high medical skill to successfully perform operations, and you don't gain medical skill very quickly because you're not very often treating things, which is why I'm giving her the 2 flames. Since people blast.
You're a
I am, by the way, in case, sorry, Colonel, you didn't get this, but Addaway was watching, and Chu, I should tell you, Nora and Addaway. Oh yeah, by the way, Nora's here. Addaway's girlfriend is in the call.
We're 5.
And
Nora?
we are 5. And Cristo and Addaway are ex-husbands in my game.
Drums.
You need to make
Okay,
us the same person. Like twins.
Yeah, true. That's a good
that's-
idea. That's a better idea. I'll do that. Cristo is. Oh, there's no twin. Oh, but here I do it here.
Okay.
Okay.
There it goes.
All right. So Cristo is Addaway's. Oh, this is parents.
I'll do.
All right. I'm your dad. I'm your dad, and I'm living with you and your fiance.
It's just like CK2.
Well,
Should I be Addaway's lover? Santos, when we get another person, I'll make you Addaway's secret lover that Nora doesn't know about.
Yet.
Yeah, it's.
RimWorld is about managing a sort of... Is it a tribe or a family? Is it naturally a family?
It can
not a
be either a tribe or randoms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only ever watched Let's Plays of it. It's a game that I wanted to get into. But it's
It's a very good
difficult.
game.
Oh, you have to choose
What
reload
commitment mode
anytime
are you using?
or commitment mode.
Yeah, which are you using?
I don't know.
Oh.
It sounds like reload anytime turns off
I'm just doing. I'm not on Iron Man, so I
Iron
can.
Man. That's it.
Yeah, so I'm on. I'm on the one where you can only save when you quit. And if you don't, you have to.
Okay, yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't go on that, then you
That
have
sounds
to
fine.
what you said.
No,
So it's like-
I want the Iron Man.
Can you only save when you quit, or do you always save when you quit?
I can't remember. So you're his father and his ex? No, I removed the fact that I was his ex.
I'm
not
having
good
a
at bringing it all
That's
back.
nice.
I'm having a fight in my chat about whether RimWorld is good or not. What do you guys think?
RimWorld's fantastic.
See,
It's a brilliant game.
I've played this
It's really
game
fun. From what I've played so
But
far.
goddamn.
quite a bit.
Could they have done a better job with the graphic?
well, at least it's not Cataclysm DDA.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played
I
that
need
one.
to,
I don't know what that one looks like.
That's like ASCII.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's Dwarf Fortress style bullshit.
No, actually, I think RimWorld looks better than Dwarf Fortress. A lot better.
No. The Cataclysm.
Oh, the cat. Yeah. Well, it's worse than Death, I think.
No,
Alright.
RimWorld doesn't look terrible.
No,
it's
yeah.
just like, come on, hire an artist.
Well, you know, pixel art.
It's
also.
like a four-person game, isn't it, RimWorld? There's like basically none of them.
He started on his own for a while, which excused the art, and then he started hiring people, which removed his excuse for the art.
I think the art's like, I don't really understand what the advantage would be at being better. Then I like Dwarf Fortress, so
It looks nicer.
I don't really care what it looks like. I'm playing on the command line, baby.
Look, you didn't live in an era of text adventures, so I guess I can forgive you. But I'm done with that shit.
Nobody likes text adventures anymore.
Nora, you're also going to be my socialite
Oh, cute.
to start with.
Well, if you're gonna heal people, you probably want some social skills.
That's true, actually. I should make her really good at social.
You're not gonna be like, okay, so your leg is broken and you're gonna be lame for your entire life. Go away. You don't. Oh, I didn't tell you. Of course, it's the third Let's Play. Oh, not Let's Play, the third show. So I didn't tell you about what I'm about to tell you. So when I was 24.
What a natural way of starting that conversation.
Well, that tells you how self-absorbed I am. On about when I was 24, I had all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, as in sort of out of nowhere, I had this terrible pain in my stomach. Of course, it wasn't the stomach, but I just think it was not good. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was gases maybe or something, because it's just what you think, right?
Yeah, you gotta poop.
Yeah, and so I bore with it for like 2 days, and it wasn't normal. It wasn't okay. And then I didn't have the pain anymore after 2 days. But unfortunately, I noticed. Well, I'll try to be not graphic as possible. I noticed a slightly reddish tint in my the water, and so I went to the doctor because I didn't know what that was, and that sort of freaked me out a lot. So at the age of 24, apparently I had kidney stone, and I passed it, fortunately. My doctor, however...
I've muted you on my end.
Oh, you muted me. Have I been muted for a while?
I've undone it now.
Okay.
You're welcome, chat. You're welcome.
It wasn't bad. Okay.
It wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. But the thing is, my doctor told me, and I went there and I was like, yeah, so I have this and I have that, and she sort of felt my belly and all, and she asked me, how long have you had kidney problems? And I'm like, I didn't have kidney problems. What's that? That's not. You don't do that as a doctor, do you? Just asking it like that. That's not okay.
They could be. I've decided I'm going to make my whole colony female, and any men that show up, we're going to execute. And I'm going to make the whole colony misandrists.
Chop their heads off.
Sounds good. Can you
Fantastic.
travel across water?
Don't know.
There's boats for that.
There are boats.
Haven't,
You have to
haven't
build a
played.
boat.
haven't
Oh, you
played
mean
since they
RimWorld?
added-
Yeah, of course. In RimWorld.
Yes. I don't know. I never played it, so I can't answer. Cristo, can you?
What?
Can you travel
He
across
tried.
the
He said he doesn't know because
I haven't
he's
played this
useless.
game. I haven't played this game since they added travel.
Yeah, I'm about the same. That's why I'm asking.
They have travel.
I guess I should just have one
Yeah.
miner.
Ow.
Sorry.
You can like pick up and leave, or like.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Nora? Addaway?
I just hit a foot by accident. It's all right.
So I found a treasure
Oh,
chest.
to start the game, been like nearly an hour.
Look,
Yeah.
it's important. Okay. All right. All right. I think I'm done. And then you add. What's the gamey situation? Yeah, you add. Like you make everyone have a hangover. Because then it costs like 1 million less points.
They cost less points?
Well, because they have a hangover, that counts as a negative trait,
Oh.
which means they spend the first like day
It's part
throwing
of
up,
his mod.
but you get like 800 points out of it.
Hmm.
Because Cristo's cheating, he's gonna cheat more.
If I got wrong.
You got a hangover, a pounding hangover.
No.
Yeah,
Just don't sell them more alcohol.
which means now I can afford to bring a
Don't
flak
sell
vest,
the alcohol. Give it away for free.
flak points. What do I find? And a helmet.
I don't even remember. Like, I know I want to cook. I know I want a medic. I guess I want a shooting person. I'll be.
You should make everyone but your doctor should be a shooter, in my opinion.
Because they can all band together and defend.
Yes.
So did you guys hear about this awesome social network called what was it? I think it was
Facebook.
Google Plus.
No.
No.
Is that
Why?
the one that had the security breach and then they decided to shut it down?
Which one of the ones that had security breaches? Oh, actually,
Well,
Facebook.
it's the one that had the security breach and then.
And then
got shut
decided,
down.
yeah. Yes, that was. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I don't know. That seems bad. I'm not sure how much there is to.
I don't know how bad it was, the security breach. From what I've seen, it was not bad enough for them to have any immediate kickback, like right after.
I mean, there are some people that are upset, but it's small. It's a very small group of people. Look, nobody used it. By the time Google Plus came around, everybody was on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and they had no use for it. Like, it was completely worthless.
Yeah.
There's a great.
Get out of here, Bruno Chat. Unfollow me. Get out.
There's a great patch note in my new mod features. As I have this hospitality mod where, like, when visitors come, if they really like the place you're staying and you have under the pop cap, they can join you. But it sends periodic sets of visitors to your colony. There's a new patch note. There is now a hefty penalty when no one from a group returns alive.
Yes, that is a good penalty to have.
All right, Lambert. Sorry, Chew's gonna get mad because I'm
He's crying now.
I'm gonna
sorry,
reroll. I'm gonna reroll map.
Bruno!
These are terrible memories.
Like-
that's all.
This one's pretty good. Close myself in here. This one's pretty good.
I need more hammers. See, this colony management.
Connolly. Yeah, no, Connolly.
Connolly, yes. It's so much easier.
Yeah, Sean Connolly. Yeah,
Yes. He talks like this right here.
Going back to
There we go.
Colonel.
that's the one.
I'm sorry.
He's not really.
Just came up the loading screen when I'm loading my new pre-rendered map is breaking rules.
Oh, you guys want to hear something wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
Oh,
What is that?
it didn't work. It doesn't have the little string in it, or the string was stuck. Wait.
What is that noise?
That's the noise of opening an SSD in RAM.
I see.
Ooh, expensive.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Tell us about all of it. That's
Yeah, and you both have new PCs, right?
Well, mine is like a month old. It's not new
Not
anymore.
you, the other one.
Oh,
Yeah, mine's bad.
The other one. I guess
Sorry.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Wheels on it.
Oh, Nora, you threw up on the floor.
What?
You're throwing up on the floor.
Now I know he's throwing up.
man.
Oh
The only one that
no!
hasn't thrown up so far.
Come on, Cristo.
Yeah, so my PC's old. Like,
Yeah.
5 years old now. I don't remember. Whenever the 4770K came out, I got it. Because
I
that's
have
my
no idea.
processor.
Mm-hmm.
It's old. It's pretty slow. I can get it to maybe 4.2 gigahertz if I'm really pushing it, but it's not entirely stable.
Oh,
So it kind of sucks.
yeah, that did that. Yeah, it's not very good.
I'm also sitting on 16 gigabytes of RAM still because,
It's not that bad.
well,
Depends what you're
my
running
motherboard
on.
just doesn't support more. So
If you're rendering,
My new PC has 16 gigabytes. That's what I put in it.
16 is fine.
I'm gonna go up to 30 in a
it's
year or so.
okay most of the time.
if
It
you're
doesn't
gaming, yeah.
work for me when I'm streaming and playing intensive games.
Where
Yeah.
the hell are the stockpiles?
If
in
you're
this game?
rendering or if you're streaming, 16 is not not good anymore. Like
Is it
I,
orders?
it's funny because I have the 4660K, which is the i5 version of your i7,
Sure, yeah.
and I also had 16 gigs
It's in
of RAM.
zones, Cristo.
Thank you.
And like I got the new 32 kit for my 2700X.
You've got a 32-year-old child.
Oh, I said kit, not kid.
I see.
Yeah, a 32-year-old fox. Come on.
Oh, well, is a small fox called a kit?
Yes.
Yeah, baby foxes are kits.
Oh, interesting. The more you know. And yeah, so
Okay.
I basically, like, on the first day, I started rendering a video, 27 gigs, like, used.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll use them all.
Oh yeah, they'll eat it up. And RAM is so
You
expensive.
start with clothes and armor. But yeah, so as a result of having a shitty computer for so long, I decided to upgrade. So I'm moving up to a i9-990K,
Mhm.
which apparently is controversial. I don't know.
It's
I've
not.
been looking at the benchmarks and they're all over the fucking place. So I have no idea what I'm getting.
I've got freaking sand everywhere.
How much did
and
you pay for it?
then-
If it's not too much to ask.
I think it was 515,
Oh, that was a good price.
530.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
that was a good price.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the like people are saying that it's like 580 everywhere, and that's just not true. It's 580 for the scalpers.
Yeah, but the problem is it's out of stock everywhere, so they're scalping a lot.
Well, yeah.
I
mean,
haven't-
it's a brand new product. What do
Yeah.
like, that's just how hardware is.
Yeah,
these
yeah,
days.
for sure. So the price, the price should be around
Oh my God,
500.
dog. Oh my God, Putt Putt,
What is that?
What?
Putt Putt's my baby girl dog.
Sorry.
Did she die? What? No, in real life or in the game?
No, in the game.
Oh, okay. Because it was
I
in
don't
real
have a
life
dog in
asking.
real life. That would have been wild if it like somehow randomized my name, my dog's name out of.
That would be pretty freaking
ether.
ridiculously cool. Yeah.
Well, if your dog is called Rex, then it would be common.
True.
What common name? What common English names are for dogs?
I can't make them weird.
Waffles.
Is that a...
Waffles. Yep.
I bet
uh-huh.
Waffles is like one of the most common names.
That's interesting. Because
I'm gonna say lucky because everybody that gets their dog from like a pound or a rescue or
True.
whatever.
oh, good point. That's an interesting thing because in Portuguese we have common names for dogs, and I don't mean this as an insult to the British police, but the most common one is
Good start.
Bobby. So
Oh yeah.
I don't think it comes from there though, at all. But yeah, it's like, and even for cats we have sort of common names. It might be like a sort of Latin tradition or something, because I'm pretty sure the Spanish do as well.
How do I change the resource type for walls and stuff? Oh, okay. I click on the thing. I see.
You click on it, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of dogs are called Max. It's true. Hunter,
Max.
also a common one.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I've seen non-hunting dogs called Hunter. It blows my mind. I don't understand.
They're special non-hunting dogs.
I guess.
12 out of 10.
Oh yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that I got a 2080 graphics card as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I was most surprised about, actually. Do you?
Oh, I don't have
So
Cat dog.
the reasoning is 4K mostly.
Mhm.
I was going back and forth though, because like I definitely see the advantage of having all the VRAM from the 2080 Ti or 1080 Ti.
Mm-hmm. But I think that the 2080 is gonna be marginally better. I think.
It is marginally better in benchmarks right now, but I mean we'll see how it goes once things get a little later on. Okay. But also the option for the NV link, which has been showing a lot of promise lately.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful that maybe later on I can just buy another one and link them and get good gains out of it. But we'll have to see. It also really depends on support.
Yeah.
All right.
And like the LSS.
I'm gonna restart.
Oh, you're gonna.
God damn it.
You're gonna make it the whole team again.
No.
Restarting?
No, I'm just restarting the game.
God's sake, Cristo, come on, amateur.
I need my speed 5. Every game should have a Paradox speed 5 where it runs as fast as a computer can handle. Including Stellaris, for that matter.
Yeah, no, I agree. If it's a game where you can manage time and adjust the flow of time, you should definitely be able to go as fast as you possibly can.
I'm aware, Spam. I will be careful.
Cue The Sims 4 and me wishing... Not Sims 4, rather, The Sims 3. And me wishing that they had a 5th speed there.
I sent 9,000 messages in Discord, apparently.
That's because we don't do paragraphs. We just enter.
I do paragraphs.
But you do paragraphs and you still have 9,000? That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yes, that's just in my Discord as well.
Oh, that's... that is a lot.
Zeph has 15,000 in my Discord.
Yeah, I believe it. But he's like always shit posting, so.
Yep, I finally made it so that people in my Discord, unless they have a specific shit posting role, can't see the shit posting channels. They can't even see that they exist. It's very good.
Actually, no. I need to make individual rooms.
I'm sorry, by the way, chat. We're not doing anything entertaining like spending 3.5 hours talking about M&T idea groups or making spreadsheets. We're going to play RimWorld instead.
That's more entertaining. That's what you've been telling me.
M&T idea groups.
All the plus and minus. Topic. And you not knowing what a 1/6 of 100 is? How could you not?
There we go. Look at that. What? Now the stockpiles show their names on the bottom.
It's because Cristo hates fun and memes. Prefers boring spreadsheets. It's true. He does.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Do you guys have...
I also have named stockpiles, and the names show up on the bottom of the stockpile. It's so pretty. Sorry, what was the question?
The question is, don't you guys have a spreadsheet for your videos if you publish them on a schedule?
Yes, I do. I use the same. I use the one Arumba shared. I modified it.
Oh, right, because of Arumba. I need to check that out.
It's useful. It's good. I mean, it's just simple. But Cristo, have you ever had fun in a game? I have fun in Excel, and then I play the game just so I can make ends meet from Twitch subscriptions. No, I always have fun in games. I have fun in games even when I don't unpause for like 6 hours, like I did in Mayo and Taxes today and yesterday, like a real man. Don't you think Addaway should stream but just point the face cam at the dog? That'd be quite funny.
Addaway, why are you here? I thought your girlfriend doesn't want you to stream.
Yeah, Nora.
Nah, she loves me streaming.
Hello.
We didn't hear a thing.
She's got stage fright.
He's lying.
We believe you though. Well, Cristo doesn't.
I don't believe
Nora
anything.
is starving. Well, eat something, you idiot. You're lying like 3 feet away from a meal.
Yeah, come on, Nora.
God, Nora. So, I thought there was a way to like plow land.
You need a plow.
I thought you were gonna say something else, but all right.
There it is. Tilled soil. Can I build that on grass? Ah, I can't. Damn it. How do you make soil?
You don't.
I'm screwed.
I don't know. How do you make dirt? You throw a bunch of garbage together and then it turns into dirt.
Fortress? I should just go play Dwarf Fortress.
At least there you know how to play.
I mean, RimWorld it's just bad Dwarf Fortress. I mean, I love this game. I've spent like I've been in this game since like I don't know 0.1 or something. It's a great game, but it's just it's actually like approachable Dwarf Fortress, and I
Yeah.
like Dwarf Fortress just the way it is.
Unapproachable and difficult.
Yes.
It's not difficult though. It's just sort of unapproachable.
It doesn't
it's
look
not-
all that difficult, honestly.
not.
It's just annoying to deal with the UI.
It's it can be extremely difficult. It depends what you know how you set it up for yourself, and like when you start dealing with lava and stuff, it can be extremely difficult. But
Yeah.
Cristo's gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping.
He just locking the gate and going away.
That's pretty good. What's the shortcut key to open Architect? Surely there is one. There isn't one.
Shortcut key to open Architect.
I don't think there is
don't
one.
Oh, speaking of shortcut keys, do you guys know that you can middle click to open links in a new tab?
Yes.
Do you know there's people who don't know that?
No.
Oh,
Did you
yes,
know that
like
that doesn't
right
always
around
work?
no, it doesn't, and I can explain to you why, but because I
Wait,
know
why?
how to do that. It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
tell me.
Yeah, so basically, there's
No, just tell them.
there's a specific element in web pages that is a link, and a specific thing. Like it's not a box, not a table, not a paragraph. It's a link. It's a thing that allows the browser to know that is a link. So if you for example you hover over a link and it shows up at the bottom left or wherever your browser shows the link, then you know that's a link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't show that. Sometimes there's no like preview of where that goes. That means
You're
that,
talking about like JavaScript links and stuff
for
like
example, yeah, that's one of the possibilities of why it might not work.
Okay.
There are also some sites, some rare sites that have other measures that will, usually it's JavaScript, that will sort of override the behavior. And I mean, those are very situational. There are some I've seen some, but usually it's because the link is not really a link. It's sort of more of an event that happens, or sort of a programming event that happens in the. It's like a party in the page. It's an event.
Well, yeah, it kicks off a script and then all that.
Yeah. But yeah, some people don't know that you can middle click, and Bruno is showing that he knows HTML in my chat, and that's exactly what it was. Yeah, he's right. So yeah, it's basically
Show me, Bruno. I don't believe you.
it's the code. It's like I get it, but some people might not even. The thing is, I remember I came to the realization that there were people who didn't know that, but the problem is they are doing like left-clicking links and then opening in a new tab, and doing that for a lot of them.
Right-clicking.
Yeah. And then I was
Oh,
like,
he just put the basic link.
yeah,
What do you call it? I can't remember what it's called.
it's a tag, I guess.
The like skeleton code or whatever. There's a word for it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my point was there's a computer. Individual computer that does not do it, and I have no fucking clue why. It pisses me off every time I use that computer, though.
That is really weird.
But is it like a laptop or one of the computers that you have?
It's a desktop computer. It's the purchasing computer for where I work.
Because I've
And
seen some mice. Actually, it's mouses for
Spider, get the
computer.
What the fuck? Get up and build the other beds before you go to sleep. She built her own bed and then went to sleep.
next to the
What a
bed.
dick.
Porn_tile in def from open brackets 1 close brackets is visiting the colony. Okay.
See, it's not a more approachable dwarf fortress.
Well, that's just because of my mods. Oh
Pseudocode,
you can't
yes,
build walls
thank you,
without
Gandalf.
blocks?
Pseudocode. I don't know what that is.
Woke up 20 minutes ago.
Is that
so
the name
my
of?
brain
Is that the name of that?
Yeah, pseudocode.
Huh? Because it's markup rather than code. Yeah, I get it. I suppose.
Well, I mean, like, I guess pseudocode might not work, but it's close enough that people would understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I mean, the distinction is pretty tenuous, though. Like, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea is that it's not necessarily the code, it's just kind of an example.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Yes, I understand what you mean. It's like, it's not yeah. Okay, then I know what...
It's like the lorem ipsum stuff that you throw in websites just to fill the text to make sure everything looks all right. You know?
I can't do that. My boss doesn't let me do that.
Your boss doesn't let you do that?
No, he says...
So what do you do?
I just put, like, a Portuguese version of that.
Trees on my map.
And, of course, it doesn't exist, so I have to make it up myself. So I spend time doing it for no reason. It's not actually for no
creative exercise.
It's not for no reason. His reasoning is that his clients, or our clients, I guess, bother him asking, "Why is there Latin in my site?"
Yeah.
And
no, if it were me, I would have just made, I don't know, like a little JavaScript script that would fill it all in with black box Unicode characters or something.
Yeah.
Like, you ever see the some websites when they load, this is another term that I've forgotten because I haven't done web development in too long. Who the fuck is puking?
It's probably Nora.
Clean up your fucking puke.
Patty, you're terrible.
Yeah, she pukes right in front of the front door. But yeah, it's like a skeleton outline of what's gonna be there content-wise, and they'll just like throw in like bars for text and like a little box for an image or whatever. But it's the same idea. Oh, you found... No, that's silver. I thought those were like
that's used. I think that's usually used to speed up the initial loading, like Facebook does it, I think.
And got research it, Cristo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they throw Ajax requests to pull in more content as you go.
I don't know if that's better, though. I mean, it is better from a usability perspective, but from speed, I'm pretty sure it's not better.
No, it's absolutely not, but Google is not smart about that for some reason, because it tricks them.
I think I think what they want is that just people are pleased with the end result, I guess, or the perception of the end result.
Well, that and like Google search rankings highly prioritize initial load time.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
Pretty dumb.
Well, it's a good thing, like, especially if you want to incentivize mobile.
Is it a good thing when they're cheating it though?
Oh yeah, not in that regard. Not in that
like there's no content, so you've loaded the web page, but it's still useless to you. You might as well not have loaded the web page, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you so slow, Spider? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I guess.
Oh, you're going for a walk. I see.
I get that. It's. I don't know. I think it's at least not in the cheating sense, but in regards to Google prioritizing browsers that are fast. If you're...
Nora has interesting tastes in bed. Addaway went to bed with his steel helmet on. That's a bit weird. She's apparently fine with it.
With steel helmet, yeah.
That's completely
nervous laugh. That's an endorsement right there.
So did you, Cristo?
Yeah, but I'm not sleeping with my fiance.
You aren't going to get one wearing a steel helmet in bed.
No, all the ladies love the steel helmets.
I feel kind of bad. I don't want to pick on Nora. I've never met her. I did the same thing with Cristo's girlfriend the first time I saw her, and I kind of regret it.
You immediately went for the steel helmet?
Yeah.
Eat more.
I don't even remember what I said. It was like a Christmas party or something, and you decided to stream because you were too drunk
New Year's
to not
Eve.
realize that it was a bad idea.
It was New Year's Eve. It was fun.
Gandalf is asking me if I've ever heard of Enderroll. Yesterday I recorded my episode 150 something for that game.
Yeah, Gandalf. He's the Colonel's your guy if you want very, very... Oh god, they were awfully disappointed by their stay. They're now leaving.
We could talk about Enderroll though. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Just because she's leaving with an infected bite wound on her leg from an iguana doesn't mean she shouldn't have liked her stay.
I have not heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Enderroll is a total... yeah, go ahead.
No.
It's a total conversion for Skyrim. So basically it's a whole new game just using the engine of Skyrim. So you have to install Skyrim and then you put the game on top. It's like a mod, but it's total conversion.
It's a mod. It's just a mod.
Yeah. It's just a
Like,
complete.
that's what a mod is.
Well,
it's a
yeah,
big mod.
but when like a mod normally just changes the game, Enderall
No,
is a complete.
It's called an overhaul mod because it
Overhaul.
does lots of things, but it's still a mod.
Really, it's
Like Mayo and Taxes is a mod. It's just a really big mod.
I think.
Well, I mean, yeah, unless you're making your own game, it's always a mod, right?
Well, like for example, Counter-Strike
I know.
is a mod for Half-Life.
Was
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
was
sorry.
a mod for
Yeah.
Half-Life. And when it was a mod for Half-Life, it was a mod for Half-Life, and then it was no longer a mod for Half-Life. That's the point.
Yeah, yeah. Enderall is basically the same. It's a new campaign. It's a new world, completely different. Everything is different. There's new mechanics. There's just a bunch of new stuff. And I really like. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It strikes such a huge difference between
These idiots didn't build their own beds.
between Skyrim and what it could do as an engine.
Right.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
What are you doing? Build the bed. I told them to build the bed, and then
You're
they
having
go
trouble
build the
there.
walls.
They don't build beds. They're not.
Oh yeah, so I put a bunch of stuff in the topics thing.
Oh yeah, I meant to go and check. Feel free to pop
Yeah.
them on us. Not the steel helmet though.
No,
That's probably...
wait, no. I want to know, because Colonel,
Mhm.
Colonel is the name.
Yes.
He was saying that he found some like shitty benchmarks for the
yeah.
990, and I'm honestly really curious. Like, I want to hear.
Well, the cheaty. I don't know that they were cheating now after the NDA dropped for the 9900. Of course, we had the issue before the release where we had the So I think basically those benchmarks were just thoroughly discredited.
Yeah, that was just garbage.
Yeah, even
I mean, it's just trash that those chip manufacturers do all the time. So
yeah.
I just never even look at those, honestly.
Yeah, basically. But the new ones, the new benchmarks for the 9900K, that's a new Intel CPU for those joining us. The new top-of-the-line Intel CPU. I think they focus... I really think it's not... like you were saying that you wanted also the gaming performance, which is definitely valid.
Well, okay, it's a mixture of gaming and streaming performance. Is kind of my major thing, and then also it'd be nice to be able to be productive on the side. Like, I would like to not have to spend 30 seconds loading into my projects in Unreal Engine and whatnot.
Yeah. I think it's definitely the fastest CPU with all the caveats that it has about price, cooling, and all that. But I think in regards to gaming anyway, like Intel really pushing the gaming side of it, and Addaway's keyboard says I.
Addaway, you miss.
What?
Your keyboard.
Missed.
Sorry.
Your keyboard
my
says
keyboard's
I.
too close. Alright, I'll
Why
move it
does
away.
it show why is it show damage to? I'm being raided. It shows damage to like 6 figures,
So you're gonna die, mate.
6 decimal points. I might die. Oh, I think I'm dead.
I mean, it's
She's gonna
extremely
kill my
valid
whole
information.
colony.
Damage is an analog thing by nature.
Hey, we got
You
it.
can't represent it in digital ones and zeros.
I saved the day. It's just like EU4.
Did you survive?
I did, but only just.
So yeah, what I was saying is, like, if you're going for streaming, if you look at Gamers Nexus benchmarks, they did streaming benchmarks in comparison, and it's definitely an amazing CPU for that, for getting good frame rate and streaming. Yeah, absolutely. But I think for gaming itself, if you're just gaming,
Oh yeah, it's overkill.
it's not. I don't know if it is even overkill. Like, for example, you said you bought a 2080 and you're gonna game at 4K. Because at 4K,
But, like,
there's no difference.
Yeah, the 4K benchmarks are it's all gated by the graphics card.
Yeah.
So like it really doesn't matter.
And even
But I mean, I'm also when I'm streaming, I'm just gonna be playing 1080, you know.
yeah. And then in streaming, then what kicks in is just the quality that you can pull. Yeah, and definitely it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
it
if I
is.
have the overhead on my CPU, then I don't have to use my GPU to encode, which makes things a lot better. So
Yeah.
Nora's now doing all the work while me and Addaway sleep together in the hospital. It's a bit weird.
But I think for Intel to brand it as a
In
gaming,
the hospital, you have to go that man.
Yeah, I
Me and
don't
Cristo were
really
such in the same hospital
know.
bed.
I mean, like,
I'm a bit uncomfortable.
yes, it's
Oh.
like the top of the line, like
Nappy.
performance one or whatever, but it still feels wrong to call it a gaming. I would call it like a prosumer product.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I think even my 2700K, not X, no, not K, X, my AMD one, 8 cores, it's slower on the sort of side, like a gigahertz side of things.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's no slouch. It's a
no, in gaming,
solid CPU.
like my gaming is completely always limited by my GPU because I have like an RX 480, so it's like it's a graphics card only for 1080p. So it's always going to be limited at that. Like I have no game that maxes out the CPU right now, even in one core. Just because the graphics card is the limiting factor. But the advantage for me, like for example, if I wasn't doing YouTube, if I didn't need to encode, or no, it's not encode. It is encoded, yeah. With Premiere, like 8 cores is definitely overkill. I think.
Yes. 8 cores is overkill just for like
For gaming.
general use cases. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaming. Absolutely.
And
But
it's
I'm not just a gamer.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And and even for future proofing, I think it is important to have the
Yeah,
hyper-threading and 6 cores.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why my 4770K lasted so long is because I bought it. It was like the top of the line one at the time.
Yeah. And I regret not having bought it when I bought my i5 version of that, because it's just 4 cores, no hyper-threading. Like there were a few games that I just couldn't record properly. It just lost frames because of it. So I got a second computer for that.
Can you make beds out of
Somebody
stone?
help me understand what Gandalf's trying to ask here. What if you represent a human with simulation and attack him? Simulate each of his atoms and their interactions and properties. Does that make sense in the context of anything that we were talking about recently? Because I'm lost.
What Gandalf says does make sense. You just have to go with it.
Yeah, but more importantly, did you know there's a Chinese version of C++?
Nice.
There's a
Why is my
Chinese
cat
version?
spelling it in
What
his
does
chat?
that mean?
I said not to bring that up.
I think it might mean programming instead of being in English, because programming is always in English. Like the words and all that.
Is it? Oh,
Well,
I see.
yeah.
I see. Like the general functions and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I get it. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's just a name.
It's probably just, it's probably actually just there's a name for that. It's not a Chinese version. It's just sort of a converter
It's a library.
or a library. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny actually to think, because Asian countries generally have such a huge trouble with English because it's such a drastically different language.
So, here's the thing. I studied a little bit of Japanese. Like, I didn't get too far. I got a couple years in.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't believe that. Like,
What? You don't believe Japanese?
yeah, I don't believe Japanese. It's not real.
It's not.
alright?
Yeah, it's made up.
Fake news.
It's made up.
But like people say that these Asian languages are so different, like especially Japanese. People for whatever reason think it's a very different language. And I don't see that. Like the structure is different, sure. You have to move the words around in the sentence and you have to learn the new words. But it's really not that different. It's just a language, you know? Like I don't know. There are some languages that have truly confounded me, like some of the Arabic languages and stuff.
Yeah, those are the hardest.
But, like the Asian languages,
Oh crap.
I haven't had any issues yet, but I also haven't like tried like Thai and Chinese and all of that. I've only studied Japanese.
The only Japanese I know is from anime, and of
Nora
course,
and Addaway chatted about pistols.
of course, that's not.
Cristo compared Nora to a badger. Cristo insulted Nora's origins.
So,
He's compared you to a badger.
do those interactions happen in Dwarf Fortress?
Because it says it in there. He
remember.
compared to a badger.
Aw.
Cristo compared Nora to a cockroach. I just read.
I prefer the badger, to
Oh
be
yeah,
honest.
it's a zone. Build roof zone.
We don't. I never seen a badger. We don't have that.
You've never seen a badger?
No.
I mean,
I'm outside a badger set in my
You
well,
have
not a garden. We lived out in the countryside.
You have badgers
so,
in
like,
the UK? I mean, I guess you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have them as well.
We-
here.
I didn't know
well,
that.
I lived in the countryside, it's like, and it wasn't in our garden. It was like on our land. But so we went out and camped
Land
outside this.
on our land.
Look, it was like a farm. We had a. Yeah, look.
Cristo grew up on a farm. Confirmed.
I did. For the first 8 years, and it wasn't an active farm. It was like a rundown farm that my parents bought and like did up.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Traitor. Now he lives in the city.
I
In
do
the
know
eighth-
it was-
In the A1.
This is the world liberals want.
Oh, good. Addaway's like passed out for something. He's down because he's having a catatonic breakdown. Addaway.
You keep saying Addaway, and I think like the real Addaway or the real Nora, and it trips me out every time.
Note to self: don't name your characters.
It's fine in your own series, but when you're streaming with other people and then
Yeah,
you mention
that-
their name,
That
makes
confuses.
things a little complicated.
Yes.
Goes on an insulting spree apparently.
Yeah, and then Nora stripped Addaway, and then Cristo took all the clothes away.
Should I try and tame the ibex?
Poor Addaway without clothes.
I think I'm gonna try and tame.
Why am I asleep on the
They're probably
floor?
gonna eat all my.
Because that's where you sleep, on the floor.
Because it's a hospital bed you're next to, and
It's a hospital bed, and you can't go in the hospital bed
yeah,
Oh.
because you're not
because
sick.
you need a normal bed. But I deconstructed the normal bed so I could make a stonecutter's table.
Wild heel root.
Got rid of the normal beds because don't.
Fucking poggers.
So
I don't think I
on the
can
floor
make
you
stone
go.
beds.
Alright.
We need trees. Nora is wandering around in a psychotic state. It's all falling apart. We
Mm.
ran out of food.
Badly malnourished.
Cristo got damaged. Like, you're not wearing any clothes. It's all going to pot.
This sounds like my kind of game.
You're pretty bad at the game, isn't it, really?
I'm not paying any attention to it. The main problem.
You can pause the
Yeah.
game. Pause the game.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay attention to it because it's bad Dwarf Fortress.
Oh, you're doing it out of spite.
So you'd rather play something else?
Like Dwarf Fortress.
You could have said it.
I don't want to play Dwarf Fortress though.
Cristo, why don't you sound cooler and more British? Addaway,
Yeah.
I sound at least as British as Addaway.
He sounds.
Chris is more well spoken than I am.
Damn right. Nora, say
I'm a
something.
yokel by comparison.
Nora, say the quick bound fox jumps over the plebeian dog.
That sounds like a
hang
trap.
on, I'm gonna put headphones on her. Say it again.
Nora, say the quick brown fox jumps over the plebeian dog.
I don't even know what one of those words means.
You don't know what plebeian is?
No,
Yeah.
dog.
You call a police
You know
officer
what?
if you want to never work in politics again.
Anybody
What?
familiar with the NLSS?
It's the long
She
version.
sounds
It's the
very
long.
much like
It's the long
Jess.
version of pleb, Nora.
Well,
I'm learning.
it's actually
Yeah,
the
you are.
adjective that you apply after. It's not quite. It's not the long version of play.
No, Addaway's typing. Twitch/NoraDog1 when? Yeah, get on it, Nora. Every other Saturday.
Wanna be a
stream the
streamer?
podcast.
I don't want to be a streamer.
gonna be a streamer?
Oh, good. There's a thunderstorm.
It's better than a
Pretty
motorcycle.
sure stands won't burn though. So.
Um,
Oh, Nora, you died.
who
I'm
knows? It's
Oh no!
sorry.
Hmm.
Chat says they want you to be a streamer, Nora.
Oh.
Oh, you said damage is analog. I see. I get it, Gandalf.
You know what we should do next week, by the way? We should do Tabletop Simulator.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
can
should.
we do like multiplayer games?
Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Ow.
I mean, I didn't know that Addaway was gonna be here, so if I had, I would have suggested we play.
I did suggest Chris the other day to Nora that on Valentine's Day we should do a couple stream.
I will never be able to persuade my girlfriend to do that. So,
My girlfriend is probably gonna recruit me in her own stream.
it's true. I've been using your girlfriend's emote everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
a
it's
good
great.
one. I like it.
It's good, yeah. Chat, this is Choose Girlfriend's
Cristo's
emote.
been using your emote everywhere.
Here you go, guys. Look at this. That is a
She's
good
just
emote.
looking at me like I told her something horrible.
I
Yeah, I thought you did.
had a Roomba commenting on it the other
She
day.
wants to know for what.
To mean like poggers, basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's a poggers.
So Zeph asks, do I watch anime? Do you guys watch anime?
No.
No one watches anime.
I don't watch cartoons because they're
So,
For
children.
kids.
yeah, that's stupid. But, you know, whatever. Cristo has dumb ideas sometimes. Like, the thing is, I want to like anime, but it's bad.
Why would you want to watch it?
Well, because, like, anime does have, like, the way that Japanese culture does anime is interesting because they don't have the boring action love scene bullshit that, you know, you see in a normal
Wait a minute.
American
What
style thing.
are you saying that anime doesn't have the same love shit?
No, but see, that's the problem.
Oh.
I want to love it
Mm-hmm.
because I can't tell them to just move. Excuse me? No, you're gonna
Graft them.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Prioritize hauling. But like I want to like it, but it just falls into the same traps, which makes me sad.
Anime is just Japanese animation. I agree. I don't watch animated stuff.
Actually, that's a huge question. Is it just Japanese animation? Is
yeah,
it,
can it be
Yeah,
American
that's the
animation?
can it be
animation.
Korean or Chinese? Because there are
It's the
anime that's
evolution of
made
particular-
in Korea and China.
Apparently, steel is not a haulable item.
Oh, for goodness sake! I started a war with these visitors because I wanted them to kill me, but like I just won.
So regarding anime, I think I could
Yeah, whatever.
tip in.
Sheckley.
Tip in? What's the word? I don't know.
So I mean, like, look, I'll be the classic. What's the word? Gaijin? I think gaijin is the word. I'll be the classic gaijin that just has like a stupid opinion. Like, I really do enjoy Cowboy Bebop. I think that is,
that's amazing.
like
yeah.
an ideal anime.
I
Absolutely.
don't know what that is.
It's not an. I wouldn't say it's an ideal anime from my experience. There's a lot of shortcomings that it has.
Sure.
In specifically because it's serialized, but then, well, it's
But it's hard to find anything better.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I found something
That's
better in my
my-
opinion, but
yeah?
it's definitely one of my favorite anime of all time for sure. I've watched my fair share, I guess. I'd put it like that, like about 70, 80 animes, I suppose. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I just don't have that time, man.
Well, I
So
had
much
that time, and now I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What I think you're trying to express, though, is there's a lot of garbage in anime, unfortunately. Specifically because of the way the anime channels are run, in Japan in particular, that basically don't allow for Cowboy Bebops anymore. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's entirely true.
I stopped watching anime about. I started at about 2007, and I watched a lot of classics as well. And I stopped at about 2012. And in that time, I sort of went through. Well, it's difficult. There's different stages of my taste in those 3 years or 4 years. So it's difficult for me to say, like, I recommend you this one or I recommend you that one, because it can be so... there's anime that I watched at the end that I wouldn't have liked if I watched at the beginning of my journey, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And
Your tastes change as you see things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, one of my first ones was Rurouni Kenshin? Rurouni Kenshin? I think it's
I've
called
heard
Samurai
of it,
X
but I've never seen it. Yeah.
in America and the rest of the world, I think. And I really, really enjoyed it because specifically of the aspects of, like, it's the sort of anime that's like Naruto or even Dragon Ball in many regards, where just there's this enemy and then there's that enemy and then you learn this technique.
Now we need to fight this guy.
Yeah.
But he's got a power over 10,000. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. It's in a lot of regards it's very much like that. And I grew sort of bored with that. But I can definitely, when somebody, like, I have friends that watch anime, but sort of more or less exclusively stuff like Naruto or Bleach or One Piece. This is the big, I think they're called shonen, big shonen series. And people who I know that only watch Dragon Ball because they watched it when they were a kid. And I understand that because it is enjoyable for them. I get that. But, like, if I want to recommend my favorite anime of all time... Are they dead? That's bad.
No, they're not dead. I forgot to make them a bed.
What?
Oh.
The pupper.
Oh, oh, no. Well, at least they're not dead.
I mean, Pupper doesn't care. Pupper's sleeping in the dirt outside. He's happy.
So what I mean by that is, like, if I want to, like, when you say they're all bad, immediately in my head pop up a bunch of anime that I could just tell you, oh, go and watch this and go watch that. But then immediately,
like, who knows if I'm gonna enjoy it because of, like,
or you are, yeah, where you are in
Yeah.
your journey, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess in answer to Zeph, I could answer I don't watch anime anymore because of time. Unfortunately, I like the subs rather than dubs, so I need to dedicate my whole concentration to watching an anime. Even though there's some that I can understand what they're saying, because for the most part, well, not anymore, but I used to be able to understand basically everything.
They
But
did it. I have an Ibex RAM. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt
no problem,
so
no problem.
much.
But in reply to that, I think, like, if I'm gonna watch anime these days, it's gonna need to be fresh. It's gonna need to be, it can't be even at the level of like a couple of series that I equate to Cowboy Bebop are Samurai 7? Champloo, yes.
Oh.
Samurai. I never watched Samurai 7. That's also another one.
Everybody always mentions Samurai Champloo, and I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
It is sort of more or less the same. Oh, and the other one is Ghost in the Shell. In regards to,
I guess, yes, Ghost in the Shell, I do understand. I think
Yeah.
more my problem is that, like, I love fucking sci-fi.
if you like sci-fi, then I can recommend my favorite one of all time, and I talk about
I
it
mean, look,
every once in a
it's
while.
not that I won't enjoy your anime. I'm just saying that, like, if it's sci-fi, I'm probably gonna love it if it's actually, like, good.
Then you absolutely should watch my favorite one, which is Planets.
Sure.
I think we talked about it last week when I said remember the garbage collectors in space?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have it written down. I'm
gonna
intend to watch it at some point.
I'm gonna save this this comment from my chat so I can put it in the Discord whenever it becomes appropriate. Not like this. Tell them to change the subject.
Okay, subject. Let's talk about cars.
I'm gonna start spamming that in you guys' chat.
That's worth it. It's
Ask
fine.
Colonel if he knows what landfall is. Just trust me. What's landfall? It's a Elder Scrolls thing, right?
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Landfall.
Landfall sounds familiar, but I can't pull
Oh,
it
wait
out
a
of my
minute.
brain right now.
I think I have heard of it.
I need more coffee.
Somebody told me,
Let me
or
look it
I've
up.
even seen it, maybe. I don't know.
Where the heck is the expansion idea group? I'm on spreadsheets now, by the way. I'm streaming spreadsheets again.
It's the
Well,
best
you
part.
My view count's gone up, so I should change the title.
Landfall Games, Stockholm, Sweden. No, wait. Is that Sweden?
No, it's Norway.
Tegnergaten. Is that how they pronounce it?
Your Norwegian is very good.
Thank you. I practice.
And now every Swedish viewer on my side just left. Yeah, and they did. The three of them.
My Scandinavian accents are like a weird bastardized version of a Texan accent. I can't do accents. I'm just not good at it. Are they talking about the people that made Tabs?
Tabs? You mean like in
Fully
Firefox?
accurate battle simulator?
Oh, it could be. I don't know.
Because that is a game studio called Landfall.
It's an Elder Scrolls thing. Trust me. They're telling me it's an Elder Scrolls thing.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
trust
don't know.
you. I believe you.
Look, I really enjoyed Oblivion. I
Oh,
never
good.
played Morrowind because I just didn't have it. I didn't really like Skyrim at all.
We could talk about that.
So now I don't really care about Elder Scrolls.
What do you think Oblivion was a thing as well? Like, would you like it today if you were to go back and play it?
Okay, so exactly the same, probably not. But that's because games have changed so much since. Like, dealing with that sort of UI and like the clunkiness of the game, I probably wouldn't put up with it. If it was, you know, brought up to a modern standard, I could see it being a great game. I like sandboxes. I like games that give you a ton of freedom and you can kind of just choose whatever the hell you want to do. So
I think Oblivion for me is like a pretty big turning point in my journey through RPGs. I'm talking a lot about journeys today. Because
life is a journey, man.
Because I was a huge fan of Morrowind. I got it when I got my first computer. It came with my graphics card.
Yeah.
And I played it a hell of a lot. And my my cousin who introduced me to PC gaming definitely was also a fan of the game, and it still is, of Morrowind. So like when I knew they were developing Skyrim, I was tremendously excited because I mean it's a new game. I'm sure it's gonna be like Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Those games are similar. They sort of share, not in the sense of looks, and no, of course in the sense of looks, but not just that.
Yeah.
And like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and that like I grew up playing games that were similar. The sequels were similar, right? And then Oblivion is sort of the same, right? At first glance, it is sort of more like Morrowind 2.
Yeah.
But it did have some problems. It does have some problems that for me took a long while to see, and that's why it's such a huge turning point for me. Because
no, it absolutely has problems.
Because yeah, go ahead.
You could still spend 40 hours in that game and have a ton of fun before you start reaching those problems.
I think I can't do that anymore, but you definitely could. I can't do that because I know them, but like you could.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the first time you play through, it's not a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told you to. Okay. First you're gonna strip her.
Excuse me? What are you doing over there?
I'm creating sex slaves. Shut up.
And on that note, I think we're gonna love you and leave you.
I'd rather
rescue.
Yeah. All right. See you later, Addaway.
Bye bye.
Addaway.
Say goodbye.
Addaway, I need you to fill out the spreadsheet for me.
Wait, can your girlfriend hear me?
All right. Yeah, she can hear you.
You have to fill out all of these scores for me at some point.
Yeah, I'll fill it out at some point when you
It's only. Hang on, let me check. Like, it's approximately 500 data points I need from you.
Excellent. So not only like on a mod I don't even play. So excellent.
Work.
You don't have to do all of them.
Goodbye,
Yes to
Santos.
any
I
of
love you too.
See you later, Addaway. Thanks for joining us.
Bye bye.
Later, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
These computer nerds.
Talking about old games.
Data points? What the hell is going on? I missed
You can fill it out too. Anyone that plays EU4, I need you to fill out this spreadsheet. Well, if you look
are
at my
you
screen
doing
for
like
second,
a survey bullshit thing?
It doesn't require input because we could just take my word for it about things, but
That's
I'm
a bad
making a
idea.
spreadsheet which categorizes all of the ideas from Mayo and Taxes, of which there are 40 times 8.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. I don't play Mayo.
How
I
many
would
is
like
there?
to. I just never learned it.
Well, the modifiers are all the same as so there's 320 ideas, so I need 640 data points from you. There's the idea modifiers are all the same as vanilla. Like they're just they're modifiers from vanilla.
So the ideas are exactly the same?
No, they're usually weaker, and some of them are modifiers that aren't available from vanilla in idea form. But they're all things you'd recognize, like +1 missionary, -5% land maintenance, stuff like that.
Like that sounds like a lot of reading because I'd have to figure out which modifiers are strong and weak in each idea group.
That's why he needs help.
Yeah, that's the point. So I need a score up to 10 of every idea.
Just rate it all 5.
And then I need a score of every one of my proposed new ideas, and then I can work out whether my idea groups are balanced.
No, they're not. I'm just going to tell
Probably
you right
not.
now.
And then I can work towards making them more balanced, and I can
Yeah.
have maths, which will conclude that I am successfully working towards it.
So all you want is
Well, I
maths
mean,
to
it
prove
won't
that
ever
you're
be successful.
If you want to prove I'm right, it's to accomplish being right. Because I'm so far, I'm sure I'm not balanced, but it will.
Accomplish being right.
I don't think that's the right approach.
Why not?
Like balancing in RPGs and in games in general, but in RPGs in particular, is such a difficult thing to tackle. Like you ask anybody that works on RPGs, and you're gonna face that as a problem.
But
mean,
the
you have to
kind
know
of
the
balancing,
future.
the fact that it's difficult doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it. And also, it's a simple form of
No, no, no.
balancing. It's you're choosing
Yes.
between 2 sets of bonuses, and I want the bonuses to be of equivalent strength.
That's what I
such that
mean.
that's a real choice.
That's what I mean. If you were gonna, like, is it? Let's see. For example, if I'm playing like Europa Universalis is different in some regards, but not all. Like for example, in an RPG, if I'm going around and there's a sword that gives me 50% fire resistance, for example, and like every other enemy as fire resistant, as fire damage. 50% is a lot, right? But there's another sword that gives me 10% of every element, and only some enemies have other elements, right?
Right.
My personal initial response is going to be, oh, I'm going to take the one with all the resistances rather than the fire resistance, even though the fire resistance is so powerful. And if you look at it objectively, it's because, like, you obviously the fire resistance is better because it's 50%. It's no, every other enemy, it's overwhelmingly better. But because I'm a lazy son of a gun, and I don't want to sort of, oh, this is a fire enemy, let's change this sword, or whatever, use this sword instead, or something like that. Because of that, I prefer to go for the more passive buffs. And there's other players that they are different.
I don't understand how this is a challenge for balance.
What it means is that you can't take a mathematical approach to balancing the swords. You need to take other things into consideration. That's what I mean.
No, that's not correct. So let's say you have you have 2 items. One of them gives you 50%, and in this case, you cannot switch out items. So you have 2 items. Let's say there's 5 types of elemental damage. If you have an item that gives you 40% damage resistance in one area, and one item that gives you 10% in all 4 areas, you can very obviously assign each of them a score of 4 and say that it is balanced.
Yeah, but I would disagree with that assessment, with you saying that it's balanced. I don't think it is balanced. I honestly,
How is that not balanced?
because for me, the one that does 10% for everything is better always. I would want a sword that will render you immune to fire to make it balanced, to make it a choice for me, to be like, yeah, that's a nice...
Yeah, but the point is, the reason why we do it mathematically is that you're wrong. Like, it doesn't matter what your
But I'm the player. I'm the one, like, if I'm always right.
Players are wrong, though.
You can't make a game that the player is just going to be like, oh, this game is wrong, right? And
40% is a lot, yes, but it's 40% resistance either way. Assuming you have an equivalent amount of damage coming in from each of the 4 elements, you're getting 40% resistance or 40% resistance. That's therefore balanced. Rex says hello. Say hello to Colonel because he doesn't look at chat.
I do look at chat. It's just I'm looking at gold as well. Lynx did. Oh, Jung. Yeah. Jung. Hi, Jung. How's it going? Yeah.
You have Young in your chat? He's famous.
He's got a name that is hard to pronounce. That's why Cristo said Lynx rather than Arrogant.
Yes,
now. Hi,
is.
how's it going? So what I mean is, like, I say that sometimes when I'm doing Let's Plays. For example, the situation where you have swords that have a total amount of elemental resistance, right? You're saying 10% for every element. There's 4 elements. Let's say that there's
swords have elemental resistance.
It's just as an example. It's just an example.
Swords that degrade.
Swords attack.
Well, it's
Well,
magic.
what if it has degradation?
It's magic. Everything can be justified. What I mean is, like, if you're gonna give me swords that have 40% damage resistance, and I will compare it with one that has 10% for everyone, if I'm just playing a game, I will take the 40% every time because I'll find another 40% ice resistance and another one.
Nah, you only get to equip one.
Yeah, but in the example where I get to equip one, I'm gonna go with the one that has just the sort of more general options.
It's 40% either way. That's the point.
Yeah, but like there's different attitudes that the players take depending on the type of buffs that you're giving them. And I'm not very good at explaining this, but I've heard some chats with like, for example, I remember one in particular with Josh Sawyer regarding Pillars of Eternity balance, and I've read a few articles. Well, read 2 articles. It's not a few. It's just about like over my whole life. So I'm not very equipped about arguing what is better and what is not. What I mean is it's not as simple as just assign maths to it. You need to test it. You need to ask people. You need to have your because that's me who's.
You can test it and ask people, and then distill the responses and the results of the testing into maths.
Yeah, but well, okay. Here's the thing.
I see what you mean.
You
yes.
need to have some user input because you can make something mathematically perfect and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, but the point is
that
the maths in this case, assigning values between 1 and 10, or 0 and 10 to something, that is the user input. That's me saying I value this at a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm going to get other people to do it, and then we can learn how much people value individual things.
Sure.
I
No,
wasn't.
I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I wasn't taking that into account. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
I thought he was talking about more of like an overarching game balance thing rather than specifically what you were talking about.
Yeah,
I think in overarching game balance, I mean, maybe you might be more correct.
Yeah, like for example, I'm playing going back to Enderall. I'm playing Enderall and I find a set of boots that is different. It's a sort of different boots that the ones I have. The ones that I have add bow damage. Asking about how swords have resistances. My boots add bow damage. And then I find these boots that that are like they have no bow damage, but they have like 20% magic resistance. And not all enemies have magic damage and all that. And I'm like, 20% magic resistance? That's nothing. I'd rather just dodge the magic shot or reload if I die, because that's not relevant. The 20% is, you know what I mean? It's just so little that it doesn't change my gameplay enough. If it were like 50%, then that would start getting to the.
But you stack it. You know, you get the boots and then you get the...
that's true. That's true. You stack it, and I think that might be the reason why they're not more drastic with the.
20% from one item of clothing when you can have like what 4 items of clothing.
Yeah, it's probably 5. Yeah, it is.
That's enough for 100%.
It is. Well, it doesn't quite work like that, but yes, it is.
Where would go?
I have no idea how it stacks. So.
Yeah, it's. I think it's not cumulative, or it is not like different items stack have a maximum or something. And I'm just taking numbers out of thin air, so maybe I'm wrong with this. What I mean is like there's the attitudes for me might not be the same for everyone, because for somebody else they're gonna look at it more mathematically, I guess, and just have a different attitude towards it. And those are both valid gameplay mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. My spreadsheet's coming along.
I stopped paying attention, so I can't talk anymore. Look, it's early. I haven't had my coffee. It's hard to pay attention to something like this for that.
I think Tabletop Simulator would be fun. We should play Settlers of Catan next week.
No.
I have.
Why not?
Isn't that really easy?
I mean, like, Settlers, maybe, but I would rather play something more interesting.
Like what?
Like, I don't know.
Dungeons and Dragons?
What did
How many
Addaway... I think
hours does
Addaway
it take to
suggested
finish?
Secret Hitler, which
Yeah,
also would be
that's
great.
You need more. You need too many people for that.
I think you can do it with 4.
Can you?
I'm pretty sure 4 people is...
You vote on stuff. You need to start with an odd number, don't you?
I don't think so.
Otherwise, you vote on stuff and then you have one person who decides ties.
Flip a
So
coin.
it only takes one vote, and then if the person who breaks ties is a
Spider!
Nazi, then they win, and if they're not, then they don't necessarily win. But
I mean, look, we'll have to look at the game rules. Excuse me? You're
We
just
would.
gonna
How does Secret Hitler work?
stab him,
Stab him?
idiot.
Wait, what?
He tried to steal my person.
Oh, I thought you were stabbing Hitler.
Oh. Yeah, sure, stab Hitler. I don't care.
Well, yeah, but like Secret Hitler.
Capture secret Hitler.
How does it work? The game.
The game is a little complex. So there are secret Nazis, and
Mhm.
there are.
are we doing it now? I don't have
Nazis.
Tabletop Simulator.
No, not now.
No, I don't have it either.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Why are you not listening to me, lady? Unreserved prisoner bed not available. I see.
Have you perhaps
That's
considered
because
that you need to
idiots didn't build the fucking beds I told you to.
sleep on the floor?
Yeah. I'm gonna make some sleeping spots. So the way that the game works is there are secret Nazis and there are non-secret Nazis, and then there's a Hitler. The
Mhm.
Hitler does not know who the Nazis are. I think the Nazis know who the Hitler is. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they do. Otherwise, the game would be very difficult. And then
Do we have cards? Do we have or is it just talking?
there are cards. What do the cards do? It's been so long since
It's
I
probably
watched this game.
challenges and things. It's usually challenges.
Colonel is the Hitler always.
I'm the
Well,
Hitler
you know, your chat is just as bad as Cristo's, apparently.
My chat is it's all Bruno's fault. I'm kidding.
It's Bruno's fault.
I'm kidding.
All right, Bruno is the Zeph of Colonel's channel. But yeah, there are cards. I forget exactly what the cards do. I think that there are like minor events.
And so it's like a bluff
The
thing.
cards are policies. That's right, policies. And the
Oh.
policies change the way that the game interactions happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like have a policy that I can't remember any of them, so I can't really give an example.
Yes,
I'm not exactly a good person to be asking about
No,
this.
it's fine. It's fine. I mean, we are gonna learn about it on our own, of course, or off camera. So
Yeah.
So it's not like it's imperative.
Chancellors and presidents decide which policies get to pass, and you can do that to deduce if they're a fascist or not. Yes. Also, you elect a chancellor, president person every round, I think, and then you go
Oh, okay.
around. Yeah.
So if you had 4 people, how do
Yeah.
you elect one?
Total Biscuit has an amazing series. Like he really liked that game.
Yes, that's
So
where I know the game
would-
from.
Yeah, I would recommend watching that if you want to get familiar with the game. I definitely will be, because I need to obviously brush up. I don't remember it at all.
Apparently, yeah.
So if we need more people, we could do. I mean, I think I could get another one, another person.
I can see about finding people.
I
might
could
be-
definitely get a bunch if we needed to, but
I just
don't
need
know.
to-
I'd kind of rather not.
Well,
I just need to get.
it's not gonna be the chat, maybe that we have right now.
Why don't they like? What is wrong with this storage? There's nothing wrong with this storage, yet they won't store.
What are you struggling with?
Giotto Arts
Nobody
rating.
reading chat.
Hey,
What are you
how's it
talking
going?
About nobody's reading chat. I'm reading chat. Gandalf.
We're not as
I do nothing but read chat. I'm reading chat and filling out spreadsheets. Great.
we're not as dedicated to chat as we could be.
I am.
Well, some of us are
Who would
better.
want to read chat exactly? I mean,
Some of us are better.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, I get it. I'm nobody. Thanks, Gandalf. Get banned. Get the fuck out of here.
Ooh. Strong words. Well, again, no, not really strong words.
You are because your chat's dead? It's because I'm streaming a freaking spreadsheet. Is it surprising?
Oh, you know what? I don't think I have the right. Yeah, it says that I'm playing Star Citizen. That's wrong.
Oh yeah, it's Star Citizen. Is it even available?
Oh, God.
Is Star Citizen available? Sort of. It's alpha. You can buy into the alpha.
So Chu doesn't believe, he's with me, he doesn't believe that companies should be prohibited from being massively predatory. Because he owns Star Citizen.
I wouldn't say Star Citizen's massively predatory. I'd say
anything which allows you to spend $27,000.
That's fine.
Is
Think of
predatory.
that's like Ferrari. You're not gonna buy a Ferrari to go to the shop.
So every major game studio.
What do you mean every major game?
You can buy infinite amounts of currency.
Yeah, that's predatory. We agreed. We already concluded this.
So, like, what I'm saying is,
I
that,
don't.
like,
I didn't agree to
I don't
this.
know. Like, maybe CD Projekt
If you
is
spend
the only studio that I can think of.
Oh,
No, there's
if you spent
There's
Paradox. You can spend a lot of money.
yeah.
you can't spend $27,000 on one game.
Spend a few thousand.
You can.
Well,
Well, not a few thousand, but like 250.
Not more than I don't. Maybe like 1.5. But that's not spending $2,500 on one game. That's buying
Sure.
like the entire.
But also,
catalog.
they're not asking you to spend that money. That's like, here's the thing. It's a different model because they don't have the independent funding. Somebody has to pay for the game, you know?
Yeah. So when they originally crowdfunded it, how much money did they say it would cost?
I don't know. It was, I would
It's
say
like
32 million
You think that's how much they said to begin with?
stretch goals.
No,
I
Argent.
don't know. I'd have to look it up.
There's
No,
no.
not stretch goals.
multiplayer.
How much were they saying it would cost to make the game at all?
Okay,
How
well, the game
years
itself
they are.
changed with the stretch goals. That's the
Right.
thing. Like, the initial game, I think, was only the single player.
Okay. And have they done that?
They're getting pretty close to finishing the
So
single
no.
player.
And when did they say they'd do it by?
I don't know.
You're really going for like this is like
Years
a
Here's the
ago.
thing. I gotta find the page.
like it's like a
It's
court
the
thing.
example. The reason that
Here's the thing. Absolutely, they're way behind schedule. Absolutely, they shouldn't be. But that's game development.
they're way
I
behind
don't see the
schedule and
problem.
massively overfunded. That is not game development. That is predatory.
I don't know if I would say that
not
they're overfunded because they're using the funding to do
overfunded.
things.
Not overfunded as in have more funding they deserve. Overfunded as in have more funding than they asked for. And when you get more than
Yeah,
you asked
sure.
for, you should not be later than you said you would be. You should be earlier. You should hire more
That's not
developers.
how games work. Hiring more developers doesn't fix all the problems.
It fixes a lot of problems.
No, it makes a lot of problems worse.
So you think they should instead be spending their money on Hollywood actors? I think that seems like a sensible way to
No,
spend it.
I don't, but, you know, whatever. I don't really care. That's
Well-
not what I backed the game for.
If it's gonna get more people to buy the game, it might be an interesting way of
Papa Cody.
spending the money.
The Hollywood actors honestly don't really matter to me.
I think
could
if
care
you're
less.
failing to deliver on something you said you would do, as in deliver a game by X date, then you
Sure.
should devote 100% of your resources to accomplishing that and giving refunds to anyone who wants them because you failed to deliver on what you said you would do. If you failed to deliver on a contract, you know, Kickstarter has, and people are welcome.
Okay,
this, I'm
so
not
you're
this
saying
is
that
like
the
illegal.
game failed, but they should still build the game and refund everyone?
No, I'm saying if you, I mean, I would like it from a, this is not a legalistic argument. This is a, what would be right is if you start a Kickstarter and you should have insurance, which says if we fail to deliver by, if we fail to do what we said we would do by when we said we would do it, you should have insurance that would then pay back your backers and you go bankrupt. Because
Are you
that's
gonna
what
start this
happens with
company?
normal. Because that's what happens with normal company. With normal.
Actually,
contracts.
with normal contracts, you go bankrupt
No.
and the client doesn't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends.
Well, depends.
Not
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
a law firm. Not if you're a law firm.
Oh,
Well, okay. Look, generally in the US, if you fail to deliver on a contract, you will have to either pay a fee kind of thing, or you'll get sued to pay something.
What
That's how
usually
it works.
happens when you fail to deliver on a contract in just general contract law is that you are made to, as close as possible, abide by the terms of the contract.
Mhm.
But what I think
then when that
in the
fails-
specific case of Kickstarter, if you say you will deliver X and then you fail to deliver X,
Yeah, we're out of
you
food.
should, I think, at least refund people what they gave you to deliver X, because you said, "Give me money and I'll do this," and they gave you money and
But
you
then they
didn't
can't
do this.
deliver it if they've refunded.
They should go bankrupt then, and they should be insured, so that kind of thing is prevented. That's why I think they should be.
You
that
know,
kind
it's
of
the Wild
insurance.
West, buddy.
I don't think, yeah, I don't think insurance works because a Kickstarter is by default sort of a risk investment.
I'm not like the whole thing is if you insure Kickstarters, then they're not Kickstarters anymore.
Yeah, it's true. That's
That's
also
kinda
how
good.
so?
Extreme amounts of money.
Thank you, Cody. Since your stream's tomorrow, I'm gonna go. Since your stream's dead, I'm gonna fund you for this great quality content.
Gandalf asks how come I'm in your chat.
It's true.
I think it's because of the multi-stream thing.
Oh, I'm not in their chat.
He's not in my chat.
I don't know. Maybe Gandalf is in my chat.
Oh, you
and
mean you can at him? Oh, it's true. I can at you in my chat. That's good.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the end. I guess we could kill Trabo and eat him. That's probably not a bad idea.
Personally, I think you're all right. Let me dial it in so that we can compromise. I think if you set up I frequently compromise. It's not with you. If I because you're wrong. If I if I set up a Kickstarter saying I will do X, and then I take actions that are knowingly making it less likely that I will accomplish X,
That's
then I think I am
damaging.
Then I think I am. Sorry.
That's damaging management, I think, or mismanagement.
I think it's fraud.
Yeah, it's fraud. There's already laws against that. You can take them to
Yeah.
court, and yeah, the problems are the laws that don't allow you to take them to court as easily and protect.
But here's the thing.
prevaricators.
No, but
Where's
I'm not
the
talking, like I
contract?
say, I'm not saying legalistically. I'm saying.
Oh yeah, okay.
Can we agree ethically that if
Mhm.
you say you will do X and someone pays you to do X, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
then take actions that are specifically, knowingly going to make it less likely that you accomplish X, you shouldn't do it.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
cool. I think massively expanding on a game project before you have accomplished the initial goals, such that you require huge additional funding, is such an action, and that is exactly what Star Citizen did.
I would say that there are caveats to that.
Yeah. It's difficult to pull that
Such
argument
as?
though.
What kind of caveats?
So caveats as in if the game isn't going to be successful from your initial vision, then
If
you
you're
need
already
to
funded, then it's already successful enough that you should deliver.
No,
it
it's
as it
not.
was.
It's not already successful enough.
Well, sorry. What kind of? It's true. What kind of success? do you mean?
Successful is creating a profit.
Well, if you fund it and you have.
It's like saying a movie that cost $90 million made $90 million. That's not a success.
I would
You're
I would
nowhere.
change what I mean by success for Kickstarter. Success in Kickstarter,
That is
a level of success. A level of success is delivering on what you accomplished with the funding that you got from Kickstarter, because that's success in the eyes of your backers, because your backers now have what they paid for.
Can we agree that what Chu
How do
said
I
is
murder
sad,
someone?
even though it's true?
What the success is turning a profit.
Yeah. So if you make a movie that breaks even, it's not a success.
That is a success because it paid. No, I disagree wholeheartedly. That's not
Okay.
a
Yeah.
success.
It's at least
Because
it's
that
sad.
is what that
That's
accomplishes
what I mean.
entertaining everyone who went to see it and paying the wages of everybody involved for maybe 2 years.
Yeah, but
That's a huge success.
But the problem is you're looking at it from a societal perspective. It's
no,
objectively
I'm looking at it from an employee perspective.
from the employee perspective. It's money wasted because you had 9 million.
But
know,
is
from the
it a
employee
success from an
perspective,
employee
your
perspective
backer-
because they get fired at the end of the project?
Well, let's say it's
well,
let's say it's a film. So generally, studios don't retain in most cases. That's an itinerant job. You don't retain an actor for unless you're making like a series or something.
Mhm.
You set up, a company, and you make a film, and then they go and work for a different company to make a different film. As far as I'm aware, for most actors, obviously some studios will like
yes.
retain big name actors. So that's a big success for all those actors because it meant they were in work
oh yeah,
for those 2
for
years
sure,
while
for
they made
sure.
that film.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it means their resume is improved, and it means that there's entertainment and art has been produced, and I think that's good.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Colin.
From a society perspective, you're
Thanks,
absolutely
guys. I'm
right.
distracted.
But you need to you need to realize that from an employer perspective, the objective of a company is not to employ people.
Sorry, I said employee, not employer.
Oh yeah,
How
okay,
to
yeah.
consume live person.
Don't Google that. Go use DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is better. But yeah, the problem is for a company, the objective is to make money.
Stay alive.
It's not to employ people. and that is sad in many regards. Like for example, I have some series with Bumpy McSquigums. He has a few series with me, and he's working at I think it's like I don't know the name, but well, it's basically like a movie place where you go and watch movies.
Yeah.
Cinema theater.
Yeah. Theater.
A theater, yeah. So he's basically overworked because he just has to deal with the machine for the popcorn, and then has to sell tickets and all that. I get the impression that it's a relative.
Get the fuck away, you bastards! Those are my berries. My berries.
Don't never take choose berries.
Oh my god, I'm
Note
gonna
to self.
kill every last one of these.
What's wrong with the berries?
They ate my berries. Now I'm gonna starve.
Aw.
I forgot that you have to farm in this game.
What?
I started a little late. Look, it's been a while.
So yeah, basically,
Fine, Patty's gonna kill all the elk and then we're gonna eat them.
That's meant to
basically,
say immediately, by the way, Sam.
basically, his employer has no incentive to hire more people because the money that they would spend on the hiring, even though they would get more clients because they would have a better popcorn or whatever, better service, because apparently that's the case. There's overworked and the service is not as good, and they would still break even or even gain a little bit less money. The point is, it's precisely that they would gain less money because the objective of the company is to gain money, not to employ more people. They would work with more employers. They could, be profitable with more employers. They wouldn't be as profitable.
Well, I mean, that's also part of the short-term mindset of corporations these days. Because really, in the long run, they would make more money, but in the short run,
would they?
yes.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, here's the thing: you have more
depends.
capacity
They
to
could.
do more things, which would therefore allow you to take on more jobs.
Only if there are
bring
more
in
profitable
more
jobs
money.
to take on.
Yes.
Well, that's.
There need to be economic factors, which maybe there aren't, but more than likely there are.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, if they're making more money off of one small company that they have right now, because then you have to start thinking as well as having multiple companies, because that's very much the reality. Like if you have one theater that is employing 2 people and giving you, let's say, 100,000 per year as an employer, and then you fire one of those people and you get 12 or 120,000 a year. That 20,000 a year you're getting more. You're gonna be able to invest elsewhere, right? Like, yeah, that theater is not going to be big because it's just one person doing all the work, but you're going to be able to buy something else, buy another theater or something with the 20,000.
Butcher humans.
So you see what I mean? It's tricky.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think you're right.
No, I totally understand. And look, maybe it's not the right time to expand. Sure. But I'm just saying that they're more than likely hiring people will allow you to expand into better economic situations.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know about more. I don't know about more than likely.
No, the thing
I mean,
is, like, you can definitely grow too big for your own shoes.
Sure. Yeah.
But like, if
Generally, that's a management issue, though, not necessarily an economic issue.
Well, it depends if you're catering to a smaller market. Like, let's say
That's an economic issue. Yeah.
So here's a good example. Yeah. So let's say for example, just to give an example, I mean, I know we agree, but just to give the example, let's say I hired someone to do more streaming on Twitch, on my Twitch channel. Because let's say I was already streaming, like, I don't know, 40 hours a week. And then I hired somebody else to stream another 40 hours a week.
Yes.
You're going to get no decent growth from that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you're probably not.
You don't know. They might be more entertaining than you.
That's true.
But the thing
How are you
is,
saying me?
like, it's not just about, like, isn't that just also mismanagement? Couldn't you consider that to be?
Yes, I would consider it mismanagement.
Yeah.
Understanding your employees' limitations is part of management.
True.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I would say that's the case.
Enjoy the meat, Lyra.
Meat Lyra.
Fine, I'll leave ship durability.
That's an instrument made out of meat. Is that what I heard?
Murder Lyra.
Lyra is a person, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, makes
Is
sense.
Lyra an instrument?
Yeah,
And
Lyra. Yeah, could have.
Lyra?
Could be. I don't know exactly the.
Lyra. I think that
No,
actually
but
is it.
hers.
No, it's a stellar constellation. Lyra instrument. It was a prediction. No, it is. Yeah, it's like a harp. It's a 12-string
like a harp,
harp.
yeah.
It's Greek. There you go.
That's where it comes lyrical from. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Even though it's, sort of not the same thing, but you know how words are.
The more you know.
Oh god, I've lost where I was in my Word document. God damn it.
Word? You use you Satan.
No, what's wrong with Word?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
I mean, like, you're paying for
No, I'm not. It's free.
a
It's free.
shit product. Oh, did you get it for free? I don't know. I haven't gotten Word in so long
Students
that I
in
don't
the
even
UK
know.
will get the full Microsoft.
Oh,
Office suite.
that's another can of worms. Probably should not talk about that.
What?
Don't you see the can of worms that I'm talking
No.
about? No?
Students in the UK getting free things? I
That
know,
the
it
that
sucks.
that the government is
They
paying
get all these
Microsoft
free
for a software that they don't need? Isn't
No,
that
I think it's Microsoft trying to lure you in so you buy the full version when you finish. I could be
Why
wrong.
are
though.
you consuming human meat when
no,
you
no,
have
no. They
cook
receive money from the government.
cook
I mean,
the meat into
they do.
meals?
They do here in Portugal
You
anyway.
idiot.
Which
Yeah, could be true.
What are you doing?
yeah, which might not.
You're sleeping in the bed with a corpse. Okay.
Well, you have the most fantastic stories, you guys.
Look, I forgot to make a farm, okay? We're on the edge here.
What was I saying before? Oh, Word. What's wrong with Word? With Microsoft Office, do you guys use Excel? Yeah, you do.
Yes, I'm right now, baby. I'm streaming it.
I mean, I haven't used it since 2009, so I might be wrong on that, and hopefully I am for the sake of humanity. If you copy a cell and then you edit another cell or even the same cell, and then you want to paste, can you paste it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It pastes. When you copy cells in Excel, it changes what you have copied based on future edits to that cell. So you can't copy a cell, edit it, and then paste what was there before.
Oh.
It copies what's currently in the cell.
Okay, that's better than it used to be though, because what I mean is what it was to work like is you would copy a cell and you do any change whatsoever anywhere in the Excel document, and it would not allow you to paste. It would just as if you hadn't even copied anything.
That is ridiculous.
That would
that's dumb.
yeah. So that's pretty dumb. What you're describing is also pretty dumb and would drive me up the wall anyway. But yeah, at least it's better than it used to be. My recommendation is that you use LibreOffice or LibreOffice.
What's wrong? So I mean, how is it better? Sell me on it. I mean, I'm open to switch.
It doesn't use the Ribbon interface. The sort of weird,
What?
you know what I mean? Like Windows Vista added it. It's just the traditional toolbar with.
What's wrong with the toolbar?
No, it has the toolbar. It doesn't.
Oh, okay. I want for a reason. Why? Oh, sorry.
What are the differences?
Yes.
Sorry, no. He's saying it has a toolbar rather than the ribbon interface. What
Yes.
do you mean by a toolbar?
Oh, it's like
right.
it's just it has icons where you click and.
You mean like GIMP?
For example, yeah.
I'm not sold, but
Okay.
alright.
I mean, I don't use like anything in the ribbon or toolbar.
There might
type.
be a reason for that, and that's precisely why the ribbon sucks because.
But why? But I mean, what do I want to on a spreadsheet? What do I want to do? I want to make a table. I want to make it so the top line drags down when I scroll down.
Put in some math formulas.
Put in math formulas, but those I just type.
Yeah, like I don't
suppose
know
if there were
what
buttons
the
for
icons-
formulas, that'd be useful. Like if I had a quick sum button that was always accessible rather than having to go and find it.
You do have that in Calc.
That would be useful. Yeah, I suppose that kind of thing. Like quick buttons for formulas would be handy.
I am being killed.
Why is there a TNO dev in your Discord? What is TNO?
The new order.
The new order, yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Oh yeah, someone was messaging me about the new order.
Isn't that from Star Wars?
No, Pupper's dead.
You guys.
You know.
The massive Hoi 4 mod. I haven't actually
Eating.
tried it. Yeah, I
Cook
should.
Pupper.
So that's one thing. The other thing is it's
Isn't
free.
Krazier working on that? Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
The
Mental
other,
state slaughterer.
it's free. It's got an integrated PDF exporter.
That's not helpful for me, but I can see why it would be helpful for some.
The sort of what's the PowerPoint alternative sucks. What else? That's an advantage, by the way.
I mean, who uses PowerPoint though?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's for school, right? That's that thing you use at school to make like title cards jitter across the screen.
It doesn't have ActiveX and all those plugins that just create vulnerabilities.
I mean, did you guys just like put as much of that garbage in there as possible to distract from your shitty presentations too?
No, I made good presentations.
I did as well, yeah.
You tried to make good presentations.
I
There were
didn't
always
even
such
need to try
bad
out some of
subjects that I never did.
We got to pick our subjects a lot of the time. I did a
made
PowerPoint
it
presentation on
ironic.
American gun control when I was like 12. That was fun.
Ooh, a 12?
I changed my mind since then, but we won't get into that.
I want. Just don't let the governments sell wine to drunk people. No, wait a minute. That's not what we were saying before. I don't remember what we were saying.
These people are insane. They are butchering human corpses and their dogs, and they're like, "Hey, you're cute."
Cheerful because they're near a cute dog, even though what they're doing is butchering the dog.
They do. They
That's
do
so
seem a little bit
funny.
unbalanced. Yes.
That is good. You made 12 when you were 12. You made a presentation on the affordability of building rubber bricks for houses to stop the flooding of homes. That's hilarious. Can you actually do that?
That's not
Rubber
no.
bricks for houses. How does that stop flooding?
Because don't you see that normal bricks let the water through?
If they float. They float.
Oh,
Do
they
they?
float. Okay.
Normal bricks. Normal
Oh.
bricks are water.
So the house
They
floats
are, they
away.
are.
I see. It's got a
inbuilt
temporary
retreat
foundation.
mechanism. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sounds good to me.
You know, if I could pick stupid shit like that, I would have probably tried harder. Instead, I had to make reports about To Kill a Mockingbird or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I did one about the sort of exports of was it Wolfram? Do you know what Wolfram is?
Wolfram Alpha?
It's like a metal, but I think there's another name for it, another proper name. Tungsten.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tungsten.
Tungsten.
Yeah.
During
Yeah.
during World War II. And
Oh yeah. That
and-
sounds interesting. From Sweden, probably. Or maybe Portugal.
from Portugal, yeah.
Those are the two big tungsten producers, yeah.
Yeah, we were pretty
That's why I
big.
always conquer Portugal in Hoi 4.
Well, there you go. Yeah, we had some interesting situations where, at least reportedly, it's written anyway, that there were like mines of the British and mines of the German right next to each other, and then they would just, they were friends and stuff. They just do their thing because they weren't at war. I mean, they were. It was total war, but still, they were in Portugal, and Portugal was sort of neutral.
Watch
Oh,
the
right, yeah.
construction of a grave.
Yeah, and this because
Yeah, there's loads of cool stuff about maritime law, about ships not interfering with each other when they're in neutral harbors and stuff.
yeah.
It's very interesting. What was I going to change about this morale of armies? Oh no, it's quality. Don't mind me.
I need to learn Hearts of Iron 3. 4. 5?
Yes, you do. It's great.
Yeah.
We'll play Hearts of Iron 4 at some point. That'll be fun. We should do that on the stream.
Oh, that will be fun to see me lose.
Hearts of Iron 4 is great. We can do it when Man the Guns comes out.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I've just lost a lot of interest in
Grand
like grand strategy lately.
Fair enough.
What is wrong with you, indeed?
Like, it's not that I don't want to play grand strategy games. It's just that, like, when I boot it up, I look at it and then I'm like, I
try
don't want to do
multiplayer.
this.
Try multiplayer.
I don't want. That's even more work.
That's even worse. Don't.
Yeah, but it's more. I mean, you might find that it's more fun. You never know. It's worth trying.
Yeah.
I
Maybe I will. I don't know. I did play multiplayer recently, and it just wasn't. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
For me, the grand strategy is always exciting because of the plans. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I have this big plan I'm gonna take a bunch of time to accomplish. So I usually get demoralized if the plan doesn't look like it's going that way. more than just
It's not that I'm demoralized. It's just that like I don't have the interest. I don't know. Like
Right.
I sit there and I stare at the map in EU4 and I'm like, which country do I want to play?
That's why you go in multiplayer, because then you
And then I
you come up
say,
with a
no.
plan together, and then you move forwards with it.
That's why you conquer. That's why you start with Portugal, because it's easy, and they have a pretty flag, and France
But-
usually doesn't bother you. Usually,
We'll get Colonel and Chew playing Mayo and Taxes, and it'll be an absolute hoot.
I
Does
am.
that game play well over multiplayer still?
Does what?
Or
Sorry.
Now? Did they ever fix like multiplayer? Because it was pretty bad before.
It works pretty well as long as you don't save.
Well, it's good for streaming then.
So you can save like what you do is you save like once an hour, and
Wait.
then usually it doesn't break.
Ooh, but when?
sorry.
How does it break?
There's a bug at the moment to do with saving, basically, where it will just crash and not save.
So isn't it better to save a lot, so you don't?
No, because every time you save, there's a chance of it crashing, and then you have to rehost, which takes ages.
Oh, I see.
Do I need to set recruit? I bet I do. That used to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
you
we
do.
go. Fuck me. I'm like,
Good
why
luck.
doesn't this bitch love me? I've been feeding her human meat for weeks.
God, he's doing weird stuff.
That might be the reason.
Look, I'm
It's true.
surviving here, okay? I'm not dead yet.
So you say. What do you know?
Murderous Rage Calderon
That's one
is
thing.
going to murder Patty, who he just fell in love with last week.
That's one thing that sort of infuriates me about Enderall that we were talking about before. Like,
Yeah.
there's one situation. This is not a. I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, but it's a more a review kind of thing, so it's not really a spoiler. There's one occasion where somebody asked us about like a sort of an existential crisis or existential question, where they're like, "Do you?"
That's it.
The character's like, "Do you think?"
Boy.
Okay. Calderon broke, got into a murderous rage, murdered his new girlfriend, and now he is butchering her.
Oh,
Colonel, what are you talking about?
Now he's cooking her up.
no, this is not good.
I love it. I remember why I love it.
Yep, just all the random things.
Chat asks, what are you writing this for? This is for EU4, more specifically a mod for EU4. These are the ideas that are used in the mod, and these are my suggested balance changes.
I
So
guess we're going with the lone serial killer archetype.
So what I was saying is like there's this character that asks us about imagine life is just a dream of you dying at the bottom of a lake, and in that fraction of a moment where you're dying, you're having all this dream, like in extended sort of
My dreams don't go like this.
no, yeah, it was just in the game, and I'm not taking this seriously.
Yeah, I know.
What I mean is sort of that game is so literal about everything in regards to
Palm player did
the
that
story and like the
Yeah.
cycle. There's like I think the game introduces the notion of a historical cycle, and then the whole story is about like a hard cycle of like civilizations dying and coming back. And it's like takes everything so literally that I'm pretty sure the whole game up until the end is gonna be like, and now you wake up at the bottom of a sea and you're dying. And I don't know what to think about that.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, interesting might be one word for it. But still, it's much better than Skyrim. Absolutely.
Oh, well. Okay, he's not dead. He's not dead yet.
I think he's almost. I mean, you've got to last another 25 minutes, and you made it to the end of the stream.
What the fuck is Austin?
By the way, I should say I haven't lost. I've lost my crown a couple of times, but I always picked it up. here in Kingdom.
Sensible
How do you lose your
trouble,
crown?
mysterious
If you
man.
don't have coins and you get attacked, basically your crown jumps and you need to catch it again. Or if
You're
a
gonna get
monster
murdered.
catches it, you lose the game.
Ah, I see.
So
He's rivals with the man that just murdered his girlfriend and butchered her.
That would make
Good
sense.
luck, buddy.
yeah, I wouldn't mess with that, man.
Well, he's cleaning up the place at least. Clean up all the
in
blood.
Excel, can you make a formula that turns a cell either red or green based on the identicalness or non-identicalness of two other specified cells?
You can do that in Calc.
Well, calc.
Why is this red?
Well, because
Oh, the
it's not
average
identical.
skills are very low.
That'd be very good. Yep. I don't know how to use Calc or Excel very well, but I.
Never learned calculus, huh?
No. Calc is just like the LibreOffice version of.
He knows.
It's
Yeah.
just that's like the abbreviation in the States.
Oh,
So every time I hear calc, I think you're talking about calculus.
I don't actually know what calculus is. What is it?
Maths. with
It
more
is-
complicated maths, basically, right?
Yeah, it's you find the rate of change or the areas of different things, more or less. They're
Sounds
called
like
derivatives and
Something
you
a
know-
computer could do to me.
No, actually it can't because you have to divide by 0 a lot of times.
Well, a computer can divide by 0. You just need to
What do
tell
you
it
mean you
how.
have to divide by 0 a lot. You can't do that whether or not you're a computer.
Of course you can.
So that's the whole premise of calculus is that you can divide by 0 in math, but computers don't do it so well.
Well, yeah, they need to be specially programmed for that.
Maybe you should try taking a calculus class.
At the age of 16, I took my last.
I'm talking to Cristo.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's all about me, don't you know?
I mean, look, calc. The basic premise of calc isn't all that difficult. You could totally learn it. Putting it into practice, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
But understanding the premise of it all is not a bad thing. I'd recommend.
I recognize this is not very definitive, but the Wikipedia page for calculus mentions dividing by 0 approximately 0 times.
Okay.
So I'm not
So?
convinced that that's the foundation of calculus and why computers can't do it.
No, the foundation of calculus is... Here, I'll tell you the real foundation of calculus. Let me look it up because I don't remember the exact wording and I don't want to be wrong.
It's
on
the
this one.
mathematical study of continuous change.
Yeah.
Why do
Sure.
you have to divide
That
by
sounds
0
about
when,
right.
when
Why do we have to
studying
change?
continuous change? Why do you have to change?
So, imagine a curve on a graph, right?
I can do that.
You want to be able to find the slope at any point by plugging in that, coordinate point, right?
Yep.
How do you do that?
No freaking clue. Tell me how it involves dividing by 0.
It involves dividing by 0 because what you're going to do is you're going to cut that line into infinite segments by dividing by 0. And then use those infinite segments to get your slope.
I think a better way of answering this question is to say that slopes are not infinitely divisible. There
they
is
are.
a smallest. There isn't. There is a smallest unit of distance.
Well, but that's in reality. Mathematics doesn't have those
Yeah, not in
limitations.
Yeah, but if your math,
Oh no, your math
your
is
math
way more
is-
powerful than reality. That's like if you talk to mathematicians, they're like physics noobs. They have limitations.
they do say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying from experience. Mind.
I mean, yeah. It's to the extent to which mathematics is not. It is to the point. I mean, it's not just.
It's not real.
No,
basically.
first off, no mathematics. I mean, we can talk about philosophy if you want. There is no such thing as a real infinite, which means that your mathematics, to the extent that it would be useful, to the extent that it could be used, would be only in purely theoretical mathematics. And purely
Mathematics
theoretical
is
mathematics-
inherently theoretical. It doesn't exist.
So you're saying that the universe isn't infinite.
No, it isn't. That's not even a current prevailing theory. What are you talking
It's
about?
not.
okay.
Who
Yeah.
thinks the universe is
The
infinite?
universe
Exactly.
is
It's expanding at a rate faster than which you could ever get to the edge.
Well-
but that's not
Which
relevant
makes
to
it-
its infinite. No.
No,
essentially infinite.
No,
if you
that's
can never
not.
get to the end, then is it not infinite?
No, because time is finite. No, there's
No,
a
you're
difference
human,
between.
You're a human being. You could never get to the end.
No,
of a
no,
list
that's
of
not-
numbers that was a billion numbers long.
That's not what it means. There's a difference between infinite and endless. And even then.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're
And
saying.
even then, there's
The
other.
universe is neither.
Yeah, I think the current prevailing theory is that
It's smaller than that.
the universe is not endless. But there, I mean, we don't have a way of proving that because it's called the observable universe, which is what you're saying, like the amount of time.
Yes, you can't demonstrate that it's not an expanding bubble within a big
Yeah.
soup of expanding bubbles.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But even that big soup of expanding bubbles could not be infinite.
Okay,
because-
here's another example. You can't subdivide a segment into infinite parts.
Correct.
It's not possible to have infinite subdivisions.
Correct.
Why?
Because, well, sorry, in real life or in an imagined
Okay,
world
say a
in which
ruler,
there are
right?
such thing as infinite
There is a ruler.
subdivisions.
But is real life real?
The point is,
And
in yeah,
You cut it in half, and then
No,
you cut it
is
in
it?
half, and you cut
Yeah.
it in half, and you
sorry,
cut it
in
in
real
half.
life or in maths.
What? But,
in real
maths is
life,
not
sure.
real.
In real life, if you can cut it in half and cut it in half, and then there is a point to which you can no longer cut it in half because you have reached the smallest possible length.
That's
and that
called
exists.
the quark distance. Is it quark distance?
quanta. It's called a quanta.
So there is
okay.
a bottom.
There is
to
a
possible
shortest
length.
possible distance. There is a shortest possible unit of time. There is a smallest possible unit of energy.
But those are not theoretical. Those are practical
Live in an analog
limitations.
universe.
I mean, but the thing is,
Those are practical
heard this
limitations.
story
Thank you,
before.
That's the one. Quanta is the one about energy.
and
Yeah,
it's
it's
changed
quark, I think.
before. So why are we so sure now?
No, we didn't. It didn't change. The Greeks thought Greeks believed there was a smallest possible thing, which they called atom, which is not what we now call atoms. And then we believed that it was infinitely divisible, and then we learned that it is not. You're right that it might change again, but basing your worldview on the idea that current best prevailing thought, well-supported best prevailing thought, will be wrong in the future is not sensible.
But you just need
I think it is sensible
you just need to think
You're
that
no,
math-
not that it might be
to
wrong,
expect
that it is
that things
wrong.
will change.
I mean, you could. Sorry, Colonel, you were going to say something.
what I mean is that maths is not reality fundamentally.
Fuck you, Ibex! I'm gonna murder you
Like,
right now.
I don't think he's talking to you, Colonel.
No.
No, this Ibex that ran over to steal my berries. Get dead. Oh,
Exactly.
you want some too?
Get that as well. It's like the division. Yeah, we have limitations. Like, you can make up in mathematics. Like, you can make up things like change the speed of light, and you make the calculations with that. Those are valid ways of doing things, especially because they might have repercussions in experimentation. Like the real world, of course, light has always, that's the constant. That's the whole thing. That's why it's called C, or why it's abbreviated C. But that doesn't mean you can't make those things up in maths. And the thing is, like all you're referring to, like a curve or a division or even atoms and quarks and distances and time, all of those are just the way we understand reality. They're not reality itself, right? Like time.
Yep.
We say
They're a
time.
component of reality, but they're a component of reality that exists as an idea, because ideas are part of reality, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
We
they're,
also kind of
they're a
infinite
part
number
of
ideas.
our reality.
No, they're a part of reality.
Because time is not real. Time is
And
just
they
our
exist.
understanding of time. Like the
No,
thing.
I think ideas. I mean, this is a different philosopher thing. So
Yeah.
ideas are real, and all ideas predate minds.
How come? How do you do that? How do you
Because
prove?
you can make
You
because
can
there
have
are
an idea without a mind.
How?
because there are true statements about ideas that were true before there were minds.
No, true is not an idea.
True is
No.
no. I see what you
I'm
mean.
not saying true is an idea. I'm saying there are true statements
Mhm.
about ideas
Mhm.
that are true even when there are no minds. And the only way you can have a true statement about something.
But
is
if there's
there
no
is
Can you-
mind
for it
to have the
true or
idea, then
No.
how is it?
That's not. Yeah, but the thing.
So
how,
here's the
which
claim.
statement, for example?
8 is the number of planets in the galaxy. Sorry, in the universe.
Oh,
let's say let's So 8 is the number of. I mean, 8 is the number of any.
Solar
Like,
system.
give an example of something where there are 8.
Sure.
And then
But
8 is the subject of that sentence. Subject predicate sentences are only true
Yeah.
when the subject exists. The subject is 8, therefore 8 exists.
Yeah.
That's
And
immediately
the sentence is
false.
true before minds.
That's immediately
Yes,
false.
but if there is no mind to have it, then it's not. an
No, it's
idea.
not true. It's a concept.
It's a statement. It's not an idea.
Like what? How do you define?
Concepts
How
can
do you
have
f-
truth values.
They can. I'm not saying
When I
what.
say planet, what is meant by planet
Mhm.
is the given definition when you say it, and things can be true given the definition intended without that necessarily
I
being
think
the
you're-
definitive-
I think you're very right. I think you're very right, but you are forgetting an important aspect of that. What defines it as true or not?
That's the definition of truth.
Yes.
Not the definition of truth. Sorry, the
What it hinges upon.
concept,
Yeah.
the function of the concept. Of
If you
truth.
say there are 8 planets in our solar system, then you can be saying the truth. But if if you somehow change because you're in a different time, the what planet means, then you don't have 8, and it's suddenly not true.
Yes, but when you say the solar system, it's referring to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if it's false, that
No.
also even if it's false, it still demonstrates.
I'm not saying
the
it's
idea must
false.
exist, because false subject predicate sentences also require.
I'm not
the
saying it's
existence.
false. I'm saying it's true. What I mean is it's true in a different context.
Anything that is a subject predicate sentence that is true in any context
Mm-hmm.
demonstrates the existence of its subject.
I don't think that's the case. Mathematics is a nice example of that. Like
Yeah, numbers exist.
mathematics doesn't exist, right?
That's not correct.
It's not a reality.
That's not correct.
Just the same
Numbers
just the same as
Numbers only exist with minds.
yeah. It's not a reality. It's not real. It's not
So, for
demonstrable.
example, so you don't agree then that a subject predicate sentence, a true subject predicate sentence, requires the existence of the subject. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No,
Do you
I'm
know what I
saying
mean
Yes.
by-
that
do you know what I
you.
mean by a subject predicate sentence?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's what I'm.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
So you think that you can have true subject predicate sentences without the existence of the subject?
Yes.
So give me an example.
Mathematics. 8 planets.
No, give me an example.
Okay.
Like an actual statement. Okay.
An actual state. Okay, there are 8 planets in the universe. Or
Okay,
sorry,
so let's
not
say
in the
there were-
universe, but in the.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Just say there are eight
Yeah,
planets in the
it
universe.
doesn't
That's
have
how
to be
it works.
true. It just has to.
Yeah, we're assuming it's true.
No. But what
Okay,
is what
so
do you?
if I said Colonel RPG
Mhm.
is a man,
Mhm.
you think that could be true even if there were no Colonel RPG?
Yes.
How? What's the truth maker?
But the truth maker is your understanding of me. Like
No, this is a statement written on a piece of paper, and there are no minds in the universe.
then it cannot be true, because its statement doesn't exist. In a piece of
Does.
paper,
Written
all
on a piece of paper.
no, the piece of paper is not true. The statement in the piece of paper is not true. It's just paper and ink.
Yeah.
It's us that
Well,
gives.
Richard, your old girlfriend. Stop pitching.
It's a what?
What?
Oh, it's the game.
I'm talking to the game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the piece of immediately then it stops being a statement, because what you're doing is you're writing symbols in a not even symbols. It's just you're changing the atoms of a paper to have ink on them or something. It's our understanding of what the paper says that matters. If there's nobody there to read, there's no statement. Because the statement isn't real in itself. It's just our understanding of it. Like the words that we're saying to each other, those are not reality.
When you say real,
It's just the
no,
vibrations.
That's a load of nonsense.
No, no, what I mean-
vibrations
you see-
are real, and
Yes.
vibrations are identical. with
just
words.
like the no, they're not. Because
How
just
are they
like
not?
just like the
Are
like
words something that exists in your mind?
yes, only in our
Is
mind.
your mind real?
That's a good question, but that's not the same question.
No, it's a very easy question. The answer is yes.
How do you know that?
Because insofar as I know that anything is real, and I'm defining
Yes.
real.
Your
such
mind
that I
probably
do
comes
know-
first. Yes.
No, I'm defining real such that I do know that
Calderon.
there are things
Yeah.
that are real.
Yes.
You're a
When you
fool.
say "is the real world real,"
Mhm.
you ask a very stupid question because you have defined it as real simply by naming it.
Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
the answer is yes.
That
the real
is
world
yes,
real.
absolutely.
And
I-
if you were to wake up
You've
tomorrow
killed
and
us all.
discover that if you were to wake up tomorrow and to discover that the whole world you'd experienced thus far had been a dream, it would still be the real world
Exactly.
by the sensible definition that you used.
Absolutely. I didn't mean to. When I asked what I asked, I didn't mean to argue, like for.
No, I know.
Yeah. What I mean, like, you asked the question before the real world is real. about our minds. Like, you're changing the subject. I think it's important to answer that question. And that's a fundamentally different.
If your minds are real, then
conversation.
the things in your mind are also real. I mean, it would seem to follow, and therefore thoughts, concepts, ideas, etc., are all real.
Okay.
Yes, that is what your
self-tamed.
mind is. But then that doesn't mean that they are
No,
true.
there can be minds. There can be minds that are blank.
Yes. No. Yeah, but they're blank, right? They're blank. I think you're right in that. What I mean is, it doesn't like they. Yes, your thoughts are real, but that doesn't mean they're true or correct. Rather, I guess correct might be.
No, but you, so what do you mean by you didn't? I don't think I understand, or maybe you did and I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What kind of truth makers do you believe in?
Truth. What?
Or if there are.
What?
So, for example, in most Western philosophy, in order for something to be true, it has to have a truth maker, something which makes it true. So, for example, maths is true because of a set of rules which operate in between mathematical objects.
Yes.
Which holds in certain ways and makes certain things true.
Mm-hmm.
Truth makers, in order for things to be true, I believe that truth makers have to
Arguing
exist.
about philosophy.
It's a.
We can stop going on philosophy because we've been on philosophy for a while. I didn't like the friggin' computer talk either, so we could.
But
we
yeah.
cannot do the too much more.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
But just to answer the basic question,
Yeah.
I think what we need to like. Your question is very important, but it's not what I was talking about.
Okay.
What I mean is like we have access to the information we have in reality, right? Like we
Yes.
hear the vibrations of a sound or of air. We don't have access to all the atoms that are making the sound happen on the air on the other side. We see a person, but we really only see the photons. That's sort of shallow, not shallow, but I guess sort of immediate understanding of the limitation of our senses, right?
Yeah. We only get sense data.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that in itself doesn't mean things are not real. It just means we don't have immediate access to them, right? What makes it not real, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to come off as like I'm right and you're wrong. This is just my understanding. I'm gonna argue for it, but so in my opinion, our concepts are inherently made up by ourselves as a way of understanding.
Why can't you make up real things?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We make up the real things. Oh no, wait a minute.
Yes,
I'm not.
No. My point is, once you've made them up, they're real.
Yes, that is true.
And in fact, on my position, once you've made them up, they have always been real.
But how do you prove that? How do you disprove that? What evidence would you, or what reasoning would exist, or what? How would that not be the case? What you're saying is,
if you had not come up with it.
So you're saying that it changes retroactively?
No, I'm saying it was always such that it would be consistent with the things that would happen.
Because the thing is, I've been at
Because ideas exist atemporally, which means you don't do it retroactively.
Yes.
The actions that you make influence an atemporal
reality. Yeah.
Realm, as Plato would put it.
Yeah,
I hate Plato, so.
Plato, well, he had a lot of shortcomings. But I agree with you. But in that immediate thing that it's atemporal, the ideas, because it's not part of us, it's just something else, rather. That's what I mean. It's not real. It's like it's not tangible. It's not a thing that exists and it can be tested. Ideas cannot be tested. They exist, right? Like you're not gonna say that idea that you're saying doesn't exist. Of course it does. You're saying that idea. That's what it means. What I mean, what I tried to explore anyway, was that that we don't have access to anything but ideas. And you were saying they always existed.
No, there are sensations which are not ideas. Gratification upon eating food is not an idea, in my opinion.
But isn't that dependent on also pre-built notions?
No. The first thing you experienced ever as a mind could be the sensation of eating something delicious.
That's interesting.
That's it.
I mean, the delicious.
That's not the case in this universe, but you could build you could build a animal in a lab.
Like the delicious
would experience nothing until one specific moment,
yeah.
and then it would experience.
The delicious itself, the notion of delicious could be built, but the experience itself, or even the notion of experience could be built, but the actual tangible reality is not. Is reality. I see what you mean. I think is that what you mean?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chew. Tell us about your colony, Chew.
Chew ran away.
Chew's left.
He's like,
He doesn't want to talk to us nerds.
I don't want to talk about ideas. What is this?
Can't find freaking scholasticism in my chart, my table even.
I don't know any of that. Scholasticism. That's a philosophy, 10%. Isn't it?
10% idea cost is too late. Scholasticism. Scholasticism is monks being all spiritual and learning stuff, I think. Scholasticism. The system of theology and philosophy taught in medieval European universities. There you go.
There we go. See, it all comes back. It all comes back to philosophy.
Oh yeah. In this case, the 10% tech cost from scholasticism is too strong, so I'm going to nerf it to 5.
Just to finish up, so I can explain the first point. When I said, when I asked, and coming full circle, when I asked, is reality real or is the real world real? I think now you can understand what I meant, but I didn't put it in.
Yes, I do see what you mean now.
Like it's so shaky to ask that. It's like it's meant as a conversation starter more than anything, but it's very shaky for me to ask that question. Or anyone. Yeah.
All right, make that multiplicative. I got like 6 changes left, and I finished my table. You excited, chat? I can't believe 16 people are watching me edit a table.
Everybody else is making beds. You're making tables. Sounds good. I'm having trouble. I'm in the second world, and it's an easy world, I guess.
Because of moves.
I've seen people beat this, no problem.
What do you mean? What do I mean? I don't know what I meant.
Mitsuma in chat asks, what is this
5%?
You're debating?
I can't believe it either. This is Rex. As you say that, it goes down to 15. Bye-bye, have fun. Addaway's the best. Portugal isn't real. Sign off in chat. Evidence 3. Playing as Portugal in EU4 is pointless. You just play as Spain, annex Portugal. More fun. I don't like playing as Portugal. They don't get a colonist in the national ideas. So
they don't, yeah. But in the original version of the game, they were much better. Yeah.
They have the new age bonus, though. It's very powerful. You may not have that DLC.
No, I don't think I do. I think I have like 1.
That seems very good fun.
I have the free ones, and then I have like 1. I think it's New World or something. I don't remember.
There are no free DLCs for EU4. There are patches which are free.
I thought they were like units and things.
No, there's no free unit packs that I know of.
Okay. I remember.
They have a special government? Do they? Portugal does. I didn't know that.
It's the stupid government.
So what mod are these idea groups are part of? These are the idea groups of mayo and taxes. The best mod. Nerf to 5.
The problem with Portugal, even with the patches, is that like it starts with so little money. You can do very little things for the beginning. Spain just gives you a lot more freedom to build armies and buildings and all that.
Where am I going to put this 5% core creation cost? I could put it in here. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm bringing down some trees. Oh,
gives crazy trade modifiers. Portuguese monarchy. What kind of modifiers?
I don't play as Spain, Young. Don't worry.
You should play Spain. It's just better Portugal.
I have played.
I argue with
but I don't
people in my on the Facebook group. Are you in the? I don't know. You don't. I don't think.
I don't use
your
Facebook.
name's public, is it? But there's a there's an EU4 Facebook group that I run when I constantly argue with this one guy, Portuguese guy. and I'm always needling him, like insulting Portugal. It's great fun. Whenever I play as Spain annex Portugal, or whenever I play as anyone annex Portugal, I post like a screenshot of me annexing Portugal and link him in it.
I think that's fair.
It's always fun.
You should ally with France as you invade us, and then that everything would be precisely as it should be. Against
doing a cook. I assume you mean a co-op game. Portugal and Britain. Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, they are allies.
Pain to get inside with England as a backup. Portugal can roll over Spain.
I have annexed. I have not annexed. I've conquered half of Spain in a normal difficulty mode when the game came out. It's difficult because you just have so fewer armies, but after a win, if you luck out in the peace deal and get like one or two, like for example Galicia, they're very very likely to join.
Or Galicia, as us English-speaking heathens would call it.
I pronounce it with a Spanish accent.
I know. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying we would we'd get it wrong. I'm sure. Yeah. They're splitting it into 4 provinces in the next patch. Galicia.
What? Wait. What? Are they?
Yep.
That's very good actually. I wonder if I can. Isn't that a
Portugal's getting another province too. Spain's getting like another 3. You're going to be able to release Aragon and Catalonia and Asturias and some other ones. And Granada starts the core on Cadiz.
Oh yeah, that's going to change. That sucks.
In line with mayor and taxes, in fact. Yes, I'm sure, motorcycle driver, you have a marvelous.
Those are tigers. They're not motorcycles. They really sound like tigers. Just rawr, rawr. It really does.
Viable's a fun nation only because Britain funds your early expansion. Yeah, that's always good. They're definitely viable otherwise, but they require some crazy opening strats if you want to make them like super viable.
Jung is asking if you can play as Sweden. You can play as Sweden. I never did.
Sweden is wildly overpowered. There's an achievement called Sweden is not overpowered, which is a joke because everyone knows that it is.
Historically, or just as a balancing?
In one particular period, historically, but in the game, they have probably the second, maybe the third best military idea group in the whole game.
Nice.
Is that just the Portuguese monarchy? Jesus Christ!
What?
All from one modifier. You get trade of it, 20% trade, 10% global trade, +1 merchant, 20%. No way.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Way.
Portugal is a very good one to just spread colonies all over the place.
Crazy.
I would imagine.
That's crazy OP.
So are we more?
In here?
Is Portugal more OP than Sweden?
No. Well, it's just different because Sweden is
military.
Military. Yeah.
I always felt that for military you'd go France.
France's idea set is only okay, and it's much better in the early game than the late game.
Yeah, I always start late.
From
game.
a pure, I mean, when I say only okay, like it's in the top 10%.
Yeah,
but
of course.
In terms of like the top 5, it's not there. The morale is great, but the morale becomes much less important late game. When like the problem is like France comes in with a huge morale, and then the enemy does so much damage that like before France retreats, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Portugal is really designed to go hard on trade companies. Yeah, but that's just the crazy part. When it says max absolutism equals 0, does that actually mean you can never have any absolutism? Because that would mean you'd have to reform away from it in the age of absolutism.
You must have in Portugal. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you must absolutely have to allow that. There's a period in history where, like, I think it's the 1500s or something like that, or 1600s maybe, where 1600s, where there was an absolutist ruler, a despot. I think it was right around the time Brazil became independent. I don't remember exactly.
Probably max absolutism modifier is 0.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he was good. He was a terrible.
You're probably right. It means none. It probably you're probably right. It probably means doesn't do anything to absolutism. That's my guess.
I never. Have you ever been able to do world domination?
Many times.
Complete world domination.
I did a 1 tag. I owned every province in the whole game, including all the ones in the New World.
But you need to know what you're doing, right? It's not.
And I converted every single one of them to Catholic.
Yeah, yeah, they're probably gonna need that otherwise.
It's actually much more difficult to convert the whole world to one religion than it is to conquer it.
The closest I've
did it with,
gotten,
like, I think I did it with 35 years to spare as well.
but you absolutely need to know what you're doing for that, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Like the closest I've gotten, I think, was I had all of the Americas. I had like 30 years and then I stopped playing. I had all the Americas. I had all the coast of Africa except for the Mediterranean.
Right.
I had half of India, and like 100 years to spare. I had this, and then I was already starting getting to Asia, like China and Japan. So as you can imagine, like
Hey, choose here.
Hey, as you can
Dude.
imagine, I didn't have enough time for everything. My problem.
I was muted. Fuck me.
Oh, well,
I'm
yeah.
putting it on my stream right now.
So what do you need to do for world domination?
There we go. I had 378,000 ducats. I had
Crap, I have a
525,000 manpower.
I had like 50.
Wait a minute, why isn't that one? This might be the wrong screenshot because that's showing no achievements enabled, but I did get the achievement. Hang on.
So can you do
what's mine?
a crash course on how to achieve world domination in Europe and
Yeah, have lots of vassals and constantly feed and integrate vassal after vassal after vassal after vassal.
Yeah. Have
Huh.
a good military.
Because the overexertion will murder you.
Yeah.
So I failed that, and I only had one vassal, and it was it was England. I managed that's how I got North America. I managed a royal marriage, and it was sort of weird because it was all of a sudden, and I'm like, what just happened? Because like all of a sudden I wildly different economics, and the map is completely different because they just became Portugal, which is interesting. But then but everything else I was doing with annexation, not annexation. Was it like war?
Yeah.
And in the original patch, it was very easy to do it in Africa because Mali used to have Switzerland,
Idiots.
like modern day Mozambique,
Yeah.
Swaziland. Yes, they used to have a bug where you could sue for peace for like a lot of money. And
they don't store as much now, and you can also no longer sue for peace for more than like 2,000 ducats these days.
yeah, that's still a lot of money.
It's still quite a bit, yeah. But you used to be able to get like 25,000.
Yeah, when I saw 5,000 for the first time, I was like, what? Yes.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chu, you've been muted for like the last
Yeah.
20 minutes of our session, but
That was a shame.
yeah, I think we should.
Yeah,
It's been fun. We should be slightly more organized on the game next week. I think.
yeah.
And we should do a multiplayer thing. I think it could be good. We haven't done a multiplayer thing yet.
Are we
Now
gonna
that we
do?
know
the
that
Caroling
we're gonna
games?
have
Yes,
everybody. It'll be a lot easier to.
It's true. I
set
won't
up
be
a
here
game.
next week.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I'm going sailings next week.
Are you gonna show up at the last minute again?
No, I thought I was going to be away this week. It's actually next week. That's why I was confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I am not going to be here the week after. Neither are you.
Fair enough.
Are you going to be here the week after, Cristo?
No, I leave on the Saturday and I get back. Well, maybe. I leave on the Saturday. I get back the following Sunday. So no, I won't.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
I'm
thought
gonna
we
do-
arrived at the same day. So yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to see. First, I'm going to go check if my girlfriend desperately needs some attention, and if not, I'm going to stream putting in 640 ratings for these idea groups with chat input, which is going to be fun.
No, that sucks. No, that's good. That's basically the gist of it.
Pretty much, yeah. So I'm going to go for like 5 minutes, but if anyone wants to join me for that, including you two, then you're more than welcome.
I am going out to sushi. So
Oh,
yum, yum.
yes, of course. You said
better.
enjoy.
Much better.
Then
Enjoy.
Excel spreadsheets, not even LibreOffice.
Nothing's better. Nothing's better.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Anyway.
be cleaning up my desk, getting ready for all these computer parts.
Nice shirt.
Nice.
It's
Yeah, you're
nice
gonna
shirt.
have a little trouble with. Oh, not a little trouble. You're gonna have work cut out for you with a loop.
Oh
can't
no,
believe-
no, no! I don't have to even change anything on it.
Hmm.
Like it's like even the CPU block literally has the right bracket on it because
Oh, it's
Intel
just-
hasn't changed anything for ever.
It's just a replacement. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have to do any of that. I do want to do that eventually because I'd like to get a GPU block, but
Yeah. If
Later.
I did water cooling, it would be the GPU. Because of course,
Yeah.
better.
the GPU isn't so bad. The CPU fans can be very loud if you don't have like a nice aftermarket cooler, and
Yeah.
at that point I bought one of those integrated ones, and then when that failed I just turned it into a custom loop.
How long did it last?
I bought a lemon for sure because it only lasted like a year.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucked. But whatever.
Was it Corsair?
No,
Oh.
it was
Because Corsair kind of sucks on the.
a company that what was it? They were like a water cooling company that like made one of the first ones.
Okay.
I can't remember their name. Swift Tech? Swift Tech.
Hmm.
I think.
I don't know them.
Yeah.
But I mean, sure.
Anyway,
I don't even know if they're still around.
Yeah, we.
I will be right back. It's Twitch chat, that is. You guys, always a pleasure.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yep.
you want to come on chat about idea groups? I'll be in my chat.
Okay.
I don't blame you if you don't.
Then see you
All
guys
right.
next week. Or
See you next week. Well, not
Cristo,
me.
I'll see you on Wednesday for Divinity.
True, yes. See you on Wednesday.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Later.